little bit of an idea, little bit of protocols, but especially, again, from this French side that, you know, play very, very fundamental heavy Counter-Strike, let's say. It doesn't get much deeper than that for them. I think that there is going to be some pretty hot and heavy kind of Counter-Strike here.
Yeah, I think you're right. This could be a spicy one, but let's get the show on the road. We're starting our second game here of the day. And this, of course, is the lower bracket round 1-2. So no more room for error for either of these two sides. We kickstart things on Overpass. First time for both of them to see how things look. Well, PR looking good for the first, but Lucky and Body responding kind. That's long control taken, but they're not going to commit to it. They're going to fall back, regroup, and mid seems to be the play for now.
Kersey's gathered some info. That's about all they've really got on the GamerLegion side here. Oh, ZTR, did he creep in there? I think he might just have been spotted. Ecstasy seems to be calling on the cavalry here. The men-at-arms. Yeah, and they were ready for ZTR. Flash came round for good measure. I think spotting that guy at long really gives them the control now. They knew exactly to go for that fight and get a solid man advantage.
2 versus 4. What do you do if you're GamerLegion? 3D Max. This is something that they do a lot, right? They play quite a gruelingly slow tempo. And on a map like Overpass as well, on that T side, you can afford to do that. Creeping their way up to what is a empty A site. It's only that man of Thorson who is any sort of a problem for them. He should get one, or at least a chance at one. It's Gravity who was round that corner in bathrooms, keeping attention drawn. And Thorson, he's now stuck between a rock and a hard place. Where do you actually play from here? Kersey, he'll not make that rotate over with the dualies, but a 2 versus 4 for them feels so unlikely.
Yeah, I mean, maybe even an argument to just grab what they have and save it. Looking for an early head here. It's not going to come. Yeah, so I think they have been given permission to just sort of find a way out if they deem it necessary. Kersey for 1, but that is all. 3D Max to take the pistol and to take it cleanly as well. Going to be a really interesting conversation here, and it'd be great to pick the brains around those 3D Max players as to why someone like Kersey was never necessarily on their radar. I guess Maka has a lot of backing, maybe, as a player. There is something known about the French scene. I don't think so much anymore, but, you know, 7 or 8 years ago, a little bit political. This guy won't play with this guy, and this guy's odd to some players and things like this, right? So
even when we were doing like the earlier parts of our career, I remember like 2020, 2021, 2022, there was a lot of that, right? And there was actually kind of a few French teams dotted around kind of tier 2 and tier 3, and then you'd always consider like, where's the French super team? And it never happened because apparently one player didn't like another, and it was always kind of half teams that were good, but they didn't have that consistency across the 5.
Yeah, very curious. Like I say, might have been done away with a little bit now, but also national Counter-Strike and building up young national teams and things like that has sort of fallen off a little bit. What with the advent of like FPL and getting noticed that way. Nice pick up from Kersey. Speaking of him, a little bit more of that. Please and thank you. This is actually a round that might just be on now because they have opted to go in for the force bite. And they've got some pretty good guns, to be honest. So, got to be very, very careful here on the 3D Max side that they do not let anybody else drop in the near future.
Gravity shows trying to be this first contact through bathrooms. 35 seconds. This number's an advantage as well. This Scout has a chance to soften them up. And if Kersey can get even just one more tag on a healthy player, bring him down to half, it makes this really difficult for 3D Max. Time is ticking though. They've surely got to commit towards this top site. And he's ready to try and shoot on a shoulder. Misses. On that second time of asking, but still got a cross here as well, and it's now starting to drop. UMP tries its best as Kersey finds one. Bomb going to be planted on Transformer here. 1 versus 2, time's run out, and ZTR sees him off. I'm assuming went down off the time there as well. It was right on that timer expiring.
Great job, Jeremy.
Got a big celebration. Yeah, and Kersey, I think he does very, very well there. That kill he gets, the second is super important, but a lot of damage.
Always bringing the energy. Yeah, always bringing the energy here. I think there is a little bit behind it as well. Maybe, you know, trying to find that angle to get Kersey fired up into the game, your fellow countryman.
Yeah.
And it was right where Ash went. Great job, Jeremy, he says. Little jarring to hear a real name rather than a gamer name, but all the same.
Well, either way, a nice response from GamerLegion, and that when what sometimes can be gruelingly slow from 3D Max, that's the downside of playing as slow as they did there. Not enough time to clear the site properly, get that bomb down, give them any sort of a post plant. And GamerLegion, we already saw this with VP. They are happy to play like that. If you want to play slow against them, and if you want to really grind down the clock, GamerLegion aren't actually going to be too phased by it. They can shell up, they can match you at that pace. Kersey, just be a little careful. Let's take a tag. Rez will find one of his own as well. Gets the support now. This double prong setup in towards Banana is pretty strong. Oh, nice shot though.
Is he? Yeah, got to keep strong here. And he does. Maybe needing a little bit more than this just to quell the nerves. It is that bomb spotted as well with the kills that he's managed to net. ZTR backing the angle, so all down to body here. For just a moment there, you get a bit worried about the Lucky Deagle. But nothing comes of it. And so they will hold on, GamerLegion. Netting the lead, and as always, energy high from Ash. See what 3D Max have got in their back pocket, but probably in the coming rounds. Don't expect too much in this next.
This is a good moment for GamerLegion to be in. They can build upon this now. Solid rounds being taken in these last two. And Kersey looking very good against his countrymen. He knows their playstyle. Having come through Gen 1 as well, he would have known these guys a lot. I mean, this is obviously kind of the top of your scene. I'm sure he's watched, studied these guys more than most. And so far, seems to be paying off in dividends as well. 6-2 for him. He's looking electric. He's looking so confident too. And I'm wondering whether we start to get a little bit more of the emotions out from him. We haven't seen Kersey be too loud comparatively to the rest of GamerLegion, the shouting, the screaming, but you know, he's got another language that the rest of GamerLegion don't, that he can wield against 3D Max. If they start seriously winning, if maps start to fall in their favor, I'm hoping that is the case. Torsen, he gets the first and spots a couple more deep down in towards Monster.
ZTR staying cool. Long spray down there for Torsen. He will still manage to get the kill. I mean, it's just sort of the shooting range at the moment for these guys, trying to get that 150-meter headshot for the record books, but not quite. Oh, landing body somehow doesn't take a bullet there. But here we go, just sending it in, hoping for a bit of something. Obviously nothing happening, you know, it's just a round that you can't do anything with, and they know that. So moving through the motions here, but 3D Max now a chance to answer back. And it now becomes a deep sort of question as to whether they do have anything set up or not. This, of course, is their pick. And thus it comes as, you know, 0 officials for either of these teams as yet. Therefore, with the pick from 3D Max, we're expecting some sort of an idea, you know, some sort of an approach.
Yeah, you're right. What's the reason for picking in towards this? I mean, part of it can come down to things like scrims, for example, right? Playing against each other and having a good time of it. But it's not always the data you want to fall back on. They've got to have this self-confidence in the ideas that they've been setting up, and you look towards the leadership individuals on this 3D Max side, and why have they gone for it? Well, Lucky, he'll find the first. Kersey gets caught, boosting up. The big man so far shut down, but PR is here, and he's been electric so far in this tournament. He's getting the support, but he will eventually fall. Lucky you got dinged. PR, U2 in hand. That cost him. Rez makes a move down long. Fights being fought on all fronts, but it's GamerLegion who are coming out on top. 2 versus 3. And Lucky, well, only 38 points of HP. Not a nice spot for him to be in. And an awkward fight he's got to take in the 1 versus 1, which he loses. Rez is going huge. That's the bomb too. Surely the round.
Yeah, you would assume so. Maka trying to be man of the hour here. Fire does a little bit to him. He can't win the fight. Rez with a 4-piece. Absolutely wonderful stuff. GamerLegion, I mean, smiles all around. The energy is just so good from this team when we've caught them. And they do look very, very good when they're, you know, on their day. It's a tough one against Falcons. Maybe should have had the nuke. I'm sure they will feel, but kind of their kryptonite team, it feels like, you know, rivalry between those guys. They just keep meeting this year.
Yeah, and it feels like every time as well they meet them, Falcons are getting better and better. A shot by Kersey. Hasn't lost any of that confidence after being caught on the boots last round. Swings right back into the fight and he taps it down. Body. Low by, of course, again. Not expecting too much. The nade, right idea. Spam through the wood here. Could come up trumps, and it does. ZTR jumping wallbang. Gravity core. Very easy shutdown. I gotta say, Scriv, so far, I've not seen anything that's convinced me as to why 3D Max have picked this map.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Not controversial to say. I don't know, man. Just, you know, gotta get an official eventually or something, but
yeah,
it does feel a little strange, right? And again, especially we've been talking about this format, it's pretty quick, bros. You've got to figure yourself out, and you feel like lower bracket tournament on the line. Is this the place to do it? Maybe, maybe not.
Yeah,
you know, it's hard to find a keen punish, I suppose, against GamerLegion with the way that the maps look here, but just, you know, like Spirit have just done, play something comfortable, pick the Ancient, you know, and just go with that. Maybe Dust2 and just go with that, but they've gone for a risky move here.
Yeah, it's a real gamble. Gambling lower bracket too. High risk, high reward, and also pretty bad loss if things are to fall south. The TR, he's out towards long. He's alone here as well. TR hoping to bait them up closer. They do push in that direction. Looks unlikely for now. Looks like he'll be given a lot of free real estate there. Same can't be said for Lucky as Rez round that corner. Kersey swings, but he'll lose his head. And Rez now, as a known quantity, how does he play around getting out of connector? A-site is open and vulnerable. This is the best 3D Max have looked for a hot minute.
Got to be able to do something with this, but they got ZTR, and they've got Rez in the perfect positions here.
That's the
Gravity's got a bit of a feeling. He's got a bit of a feeling, but the timing is just getting away from him. ZTR, meanwhile, has dropped the man that's on the site itself. He will get taken out. If they play this correctly, Rez is just right place, right time. Could slip the net. I don't think he's going to be able to deny the bomb plant, unfortunately. Not quite fast enough for that. He's also not spotted the player. That is actually the kill from Torsen that drops the bomb. So the utility running low here. Exorcist's the only one that remains. 25 HP. And you can see Torsen knows his teammate is in on the backside. No need to take any risks. Plant coming in. The nade will do it. And indeed, a big backflip. But that'll be the round for GamerLegion once again. And it continues, doesn't it? You know, what's the logic behind the pick here? The A-take is just grouped up, utilities non-existent. It's kind of just getting confusing. I am scratching my head at this one.
Tensile round for the form of the backflip here, though. This is beautiful. See the legs above the smoke. Nice work, though, honestly. 6-1, and sure, we can keep coming back to this map being inherently CT-sided, but this is a difficult spot that 3D Max have put themselves in. So a time for a conversation, but a really ugly looking 3D Max at the moment on this risk of a pick. You know, the coach trying to instill something, but Yeah, this is a tough kind of position they find themselves in because, you know, for GamerLegion, they've already got to a point of comfortability in this sort of map, and all expectations is 7 and 8 behind it feel quite very doable ultimately. It's a seriously tough predicament. 5-round buffer. You buy back in because of that bomb plant, because of the loss bonus. You lose this, your economy shattered once again, especially if you lose without a bomb plant. And this is the awkward and awful rinse and repeat cycle. 3D Max find themselves in right now.
Yeah. Is there anything available for 3D Max? Is there life in them yet? We'll find out. T-side yet to get off the ground. They got reversed after that pistol, and it's been GamerLegion ever since. Contact toilets is... Okay. Body jumps by accident. I mean, this is just... it's a little shaky here for sure. Rez will peek round. Keen headshot, spots 2 more, including the bomb. Execute now going to come in, and a little panic. They will finish off PR eventually. ZTR out towards long. They're expecting him. He's played there a lot. But will he expect Rez is the big question. Smoke goes down, and honestly, he could have gone flying through that thing, but he opts not to do so, and therefore the bomb plant is successful. A first solid post plant here for 3D Max to work with.
He's in the backline as well. That is a binder of a flash as well as Pawson. And no charge on the 180 res. He gets away with that, and actually still relatively healthy. 2 versus 2 has legs. Kersey, he's got to get up from stairs. Molly on the corner. Kersey swinging a find. That is a stunner, but it's now all on his shoulders. The youngster wants to get inside of the smoke, and I think he's just got enough time as well. Kersey, that is delectable. The Frenchman shuts down 3D Max. And eliminates his countrymen from a round which felt like success was in their grasp. 7-1 now for GamerLegion. Lead guaranteed, and yet still unable to make any sort of an investment round work. 3D Max, this is brutal. It's 7 in a row for GamerLegion. Another timeout called, but this is
don't know
beautiful.
what to say, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. The thing is as well, they have good parameters there. Look, it does come close for 3D Max, to be fair. So that's one that you'll look back on, you'll be like, damn, it's kind of a 50-50 is how maybe we would look at it. Might be like 60-40 if you get a bit nitpicky, but ultimately it's close and it's just not quite gone your way. But there are more rounds that look far more convincing from GamerLegion, and the streak continues, and super savvy here, man. Ash with the timeout. When it comes together, this team does look good. They just have to find the extra mile against some of the world's best, you know, and that's where they often struggle.
Yeah, you know, we talk a lot about, and you know, this is something that we brought up, you know, the core of public opinion, and obviously for Ash it's been so positive, but he keeps proving why, and this is why he's so valuable in the scene right now. The way in which he keeps rebuilding and finding success and keeps punching up, it's pretty damn commendable. Kersey knows his one over there. Molotov might even force an engagement that Body doesn't really want to be taking. Smoke down, he wants to escape. He has Maka in support. That nade that comes by to make things even more awkward. It's ZTR here. Even just a spam on that wood, I think they would have done a lot of damage. Probably seen off Body, but I'll play patience for now. He's gravity up close towards short. He's been given that luxury, but there's 3 players here towards B, so good luck getting out.
Torsen in a good spot. Looking to be the first line of defense. We've got 2 smokes left on the French side. One of them hits the deck, along with the bomb, which is alone, by the way.
Of course. Why wouldn't it be?
Yeah, it's sort of starting to paint its own bleak picture here, and you know, we don't really need to add opinions. We don't need to point out too much to you guys at home. 3D Max, rough around the edges, to say the least.
That's the kind way of putting it right now on Overpass.
I'm always the nice guy, you know.
Yeah,
I'm always the nice guy, but
I won't be.
There's a bit of an undertone there, a bit of passive aggressiveness for sure.
Yeah, it is. I won't be the nice guy. This is a horrible showing so far, and it's only getting worse. Ugly display as PR gets 2. It's a shooting gallery for GamerLegion. This feels like, you know, it's warm-up. They're in DM, aimbot, whatever you want to call it, and they're hitting shots. They're getting easy fights thrown their way. I don't even really think ZTR's been required to do all that much in terms of his mid-round calling. It's just simple, silly mistakes by 3D Max, which make them look just so uncomfortable. 8-1. Back into a low buy. No bomb plant and barely any kills being picked up by this side. I mean, you're looking across the board. The best they've got is body 6 and 8. Ugly showing, but a self-breaker, the nade, actually costs PR his life, and Kersey will also fall too. That's guns picked up.
Could be dangerous now. Bomb is still not really anywhere near the action. But you can see GamerLegion left somewhat reeling, trying to come up with ideas on the fly. So we'll see what the mid-rounding is like. They got the boost up there at short, but there's no one on the other end of it. Rez. Oh, here's the step on wood, does he? No, but he's able to spin and find the kill anyway. And this is the moment to get the shoulders out. Rez with the double spray down. They've lined up for him. Oh, man. Not much you can do about that, 3D Max. Look, we've maybe been knocking them throughout this half, but when Rez just goes and makes a solo play, flying around the corner, no flashes, no info, just a hunch. Maka left to clutch up here, low HP to do so, surely spotted in just a sec. They're all jump peeking, there's no way he breaks in. Rez wants a little bit more, and he will get it.
A is blocked indeed. Ash couldn't be more right. They keep trying that A site, and it keeps ending up the same exact way. And Rez walking away with a quad. It's this one here. Lines them both up. It's a beaut. Has a pixel to work with on towards Maka and closes it. Yeah, a bit of tilt setting in there for body. And very understandably so. 9-1. And 3D Max on the brink of calling 911. They're in serious trouble. Gravity gonna try and be their saving grace, and Kersey Core napping. Will be a trade at the very least from Torsen. He'll chunk a grenade PR with an unorthodox move. Bring to numbers back level. 3D Max, they can never sit on their laurels. They've got to make these advantages stick. And now it's back level.
Execute coming in. Tolson, edge of the smoke business. He breaks. He goes swinging in, trying to find something, but nothing comes for him. Nade does finish off Lucky. So now know where these final two players are at the very least, but the numbers do look even. The bomb has yet to go down. PR finds Gravity, and he finds Exercise as well. GamerLegion cannot lose. That looked very losable, and they don't lose it.
It did. Opening
3-on-2, B-bomb side gone, and they still win.
3D Max at the opening 2 is a 5-on-3, and they just can't capitalize on these advantages. They just caught stunned so often, it feels, 3D Max. And well done for PR, man. Yeah, vibes are particularly good over towards GamerLegion, and very understandably they are 10-1 up on their opponent's map pick. This is already set up for things continuing this sort of pace. Somebody just clipping that little screenshot from HLTV, and the one that says 3D Max picked Overpass, and we're all questioning why. Gravity, I'll give him credit, last couple of rounds, nice openers from him. He's at least still got his confidence, and Lucky, he'll find a kill of his own. So another 5v3, very quickly turned, but this time down to 2, and the A site's open. Kersey all alone. Are we finally seeing success for 3D Max, but is it too little too late?
The key question of the hour. Kersey on the wrong bomb site as well here, so really no hope for him. I'm sure he'd love to keep this up into the next half, but that's not how it works, so we're going to have to see him send it here. Onto the AK, in fact. Give me 2. Maybe I start to believe. Okay, it doesn't take any damage on the first. Wait a minute, because there is a little something in the air. Oh my goodness. Yeah, they get a little dodgy there, but he just can't quite find the shots. All the same, 10-2. Doesn't really feel good enough for a map that you were picked into. So the second half is going to have to be a completely different team. If they've done all the work on the CT side and it's like absolutely impeccable, maybe they could pull it back. But you just feel GamerLegion have got far too much room to work with. We're going to take a break, but this one might conclude quickly after that fact. We'll see you in a few.
They look like they can go on forever. And it's only the first map.
My brain feels like scrambled eggs after that marathon.
Seriously, how do you recover from this?
I don't know, man. Looks like a long run. We need a quick reset.
Hey, cheer up, boys. It's only a best of 5. Refuel yourself.
Oh, that was so saucy.
So creamy.
You were talking about the clutch, right?
Yeah. You?
Yeah, I guess.
So here we are. Welcome back. The energy high for GamerLegion, as you can well see, but I don't know, man. 3D Max with the Overpass pick feels a little strange as we get into this second half. 10-2. GamerLegion have obviously been doing some work as well, but there was just a lot of sloppiness from 3D Max, right? They were leaving the bomb behind, players isolated, utility not being saved for the end of the round, and things like this. Very, very out of sorts, it feels like.
For them to be picking in towards this map, it didn't look like a very well-drilled map for 3D Max, I think, is probably the way that I'm putting it, right? It just felt very scrappy, very sloppy, and maybe very perplexing for us. I mean, you touched it just as we headed in towards the break. Let's see how well-drilled this CT side is. Is it all on this, where they're hoping to find success? Well, it doesn't start well as Rez continues his run of form. 16-6 for him. Here is an open. They're going to push pressure on towards the top side, and Towson going to find one of his own. Lucky's here, but he's shut down at just the one. A 4 versus 2 in GamerLegion. They might quickly be closing their opponents that pick.
Well, let's see. Exorcise and Gravity. I mean, they've got 4 guns between them, technically speaking, so maybe it's enough. No heads rolling just yet, though. Well, okay, as soon as I say that, it's their heads that roll. I think maybe just get this one over and done with. The sooner forgotten about, the better for 3D Max. And then, you know, they play Inferno. They're maybe ready for whatever's going to get thrown at them. They have beaten Tyloo on it already this tournament. It was super close, triple overtime, but just Overpass. I don't know, man. There's just so many question marks here. I don't know what to say.
It's been such a perplexing map as a whole. GamerLegion, credit to them. They've looked absolutely great. Ollie down. And they take connector control. It is, of course, that force buy for 3D Max. As expected, you got nothing to lose now, but being realistic, how do you make something of this? Spotty, spam with the deagle. Nothing really on offer. Kersey just playing at range in case of that monster aggression. It's been a simple run of things so far. Zetiop, he's waiting. Nate that comes over. Nice work as well. XC's down to about half. Few players stacked up towards wood. Makes this very, very precarious. Nothing barrels. That's spotted. But credit to, yeah, GamerLegion here. They're taking the due diligence, just clearing all the corners.
Tolson. Oh, danger on the other side of this particular corner. The trades will be there for the T side of things, but we still do have Exorcise. I think he maybe ate a nade or a molly, something like that. He's been left pretty damn low. Smoke comes in, early swing, unable to find anything. Body down in water. Maka also here quite quick before this bomb gets planted, so always feels like there is an opportunity when there's a couple pesky players hanging around. Decent damage, but can't quite finish that second guy. All going to be on Maka now. The bomb has hit the deck. Only 10 seconds to get the plant in. They opt to take the double swing, but Maka's deagle is too strong. 3D Max, maybe the spark that lit the flame of the comeback here.
Oh, a lifeline extended. Maka, nice shots, but still given over to 3D Max there as well. Not giving themselves enough time. So many corners uncleared, but yeah, brilliant work. With res being low, all he needed was body shots. Look what it means. Long old road to recovery, but it all starts with one step. That could be the step that changes the tides. Nate will come down, and that will do a decent amount of damage. And the spam wombo combo lucky gonna find his Gravity making a push. He'll get one of his own as well. And 3D Max finally showing some form here with an easy, effortless round, it feels. Kersey, he's spammed, he's tagged, he's low, he's known. And this round's done.
Oh! Kersey, double dinking. Never over till it's over, but they will see the round off itself. Still looks good. Consolation rounds at the moment. Foot off the gas type thing. We see it a lot in the world of Counter-Strike as a team feels, you know, job is done. And maybe just take their eye off the ball ever so slightly. But do have to be careful. We've seen some keen comebacks already today on the B stream. So, you know, GamerLegion maybe need to learn from Spirit's almost mistakes.
Nade over. Should do a lot, and it will, actually. We'll catch res. His life and this round for him cut short. Just the pistol's going to have a look towards mid. And Buddy has the chance at getting some numbers, serious numbers on the board for him. Remaining 4, all coming his way. As the spray down. Ooh, non-existent. NTR on the swing. The pistols causing a few more problems than initially anticipated. It's a 2 versus 2. Guns recovered. Bomb can go down in just a second. There's a flank brewing, but it's late. this is already a successful round regardless of what happens from here on out.
Yeah, the flank feels pretty good. However, to just lock it in, maybe needed to keep the 2-on-2 alive for a little while longer. PR has to find one here. I guess it's the wrong way. Gravity takes him down. But like you say, in isolation, the round itself is pretty damn good. Especially ahead of a buy round. You take a lot of guns away. You bolster your own buy. They now can do whatever, right? I think that it can get a bit tough deciding on, do we have a utility mule? Do we have an AWP in play? Things like this. But now they have plenty of options available because of what they were able to achieve here.
You're right. My God. They're pretty happy with it. Understandably so as well. 3 kills. And a bomb plant. Yeah, that'll bolster up the cash investment it brought in towards the next. And still shows there's plenty weaknesses over towards 3D Max. Short control taken early. Split brewing by Torsen here as well. He's actually going to get this connected control. There was a player lurking around there, but they're going to fall all the way back towards site. So Torsen's gaining a lot of information right now.
Maka. Oh! Gotta be scoped in, bro. Just kind of clicking the right click a little too much, maybe. And he misses an opportunity there as they walked out into him. All the same, at least he's spotted them and can grab that info. Also scares them away from the toilets angle, at least. They've got a lot of control at long here.
He still comes through. 3 players about to send their way in as well. It's all about whether we can get out bathrooms at the same time. There's a lot of presence here from 3D Max, but all turned. The flash from Kersey is brilliant. 2 get affected by it. Bounding round that corner, they shut it down, and Exorcist, all he can do is save. And he won't be given that luxury. PR's there lurking and waiting. GamerLegion answer back. They just needed to get the finances sorted out, which they do. Look where they are now. Inching closer and closer. Map point for them and their opponent's map pick. And 3D Max forced into another tough discussion. And it's Ashu calls for his second timeout. And he likes doing this, right? Calling timeouts in positions of success and off the back of a 1 round. It also makes your opponent sort of sit on it, but it gives you a chance to do everything in your power to close it out here and now. Give them no room for a recovery.
Yeah. Just got to be careful. And again, you know, keeping it together. And I think there's a lot of future work. Kind of a funny little catch there. Torsen, you know, making out with the camera, I think. He winked at us. And then Ash is like, hello. Please lock in. Please focus.
Lock in, fella. We got stuff to do here, mate.
Yeah, he's having too much of a good time, potentially.
I mean, that probably shows just how easy this really has been for them, which is maybe a worrying sign, but potential final round of this map. What have you got for us? 3D Max now or never. Lucky. He's made noise there. Flash over and his spam deals damage, sure, but ineffective on the kills. The opener going the way of PR.
Yeah, that's all I feel we're looking for. Find the opener, go from there. Nade stack doesn't net anything. Close, to be fair, but doesn't quite meet the mark. There's just no one near enough. Still, first kill. Listen, man, they should be able to work from here. They've got plenty of utility remaining. Plenty of ideas as well. And it's a classic sort of hold from 3D Max. Not actually rotated anyone across from the A side of things. So this could get very, very messy, very, very fast. Gravity can't look away from the flash, but his crosshair set. His spray is clean. And Exorcist backs his man up. Oh my goodness.
That's delectable. That's the eye. Picks up the bomb and he'll push through that smoke. His comrade's corpse as he has to step over as he puts himself into a 1 versus 3 now. 25 seconds, so time is of the essence as he moves his way forward. There's a shadow spotted, but he doesn't realize 3D Max survive a scare and stay alive for now. And it all comes down to a bit of individual prowess over towards Monster. Well played, shutting it down. Beautiful little 1-2 punch, but Gravity's double goes huge.
Crazy. I mean, 3D Max showing that they maybe do have a little bit left in the tank. I don't know, to be fair, that they've used much of the fuel necessarily. I think it is just, again, CT side a bit easier to navigate on a map that you've not had that many official reps. Well, any official reps, but even like practice reps and things like that. Scrim reps. You know, who are you scrimming at the moment? I think most teams are either having the time off or they've been playing at Fissure, including yourself. So, yeah, CT side could have given them some life, but you got to get there. Have to weather the storm of the T side, and I don't think they did, to be honest.
Smoke down. Just that lesser investment for PR. Everybody else doing all right. For T, nice find. Can't get the second. He had the right idea there as well, so he goes back to check it. But it's a good 1-2 punch. So at least the trade was there, and generally speaking, trades benefit the T side, especially now that PR can pick up that recovered AK. It's a lurk play of Rez. PR with the AK. He's just scooped up. Will get himself a kill. Probably only briefly. Body. Does he expect the second around this corner? Most definitely not. And numbers go back in favor of GamerLegion. Posted on the corner. Maka fell off. Lucky will reclaim some control. This is carnage. The bomb's down here with 20 seconds. But the kills are still on offer. It's Mac around the corner. If he can win out this 1 versus 1, he might have won it for them, but Torsen gets away with it. Bomb dropped. It does not matter. That is one of the most chaotic closes to a series, or to a map, may I say. It's your opponent's map pick. GamerLegion take it.
Yeah, and looking so good while doing so. Second half maybe a little messier.
A completely different side heading in towards Inferno, but let's see if they can bounce back and give us a bit of a show, push us towards that decider of Dust2. It feels like quite a big ask right now. GamerLegion looking so damn confident, and they'll start on the T side.
Well, 3D Max not letting up at the very least. They've still got their own form of that French confidence. However, they are shut down by the P250 pretty quickly. Lucky still remains in the vicinity. Okay. I'm saying nothing. Body will be the only one left here in this 1 versus 4. Not going to be able to deny anything. Bomb plant, so on. I think he might just save what he has, to be honest.
I think you're probably right. Not a good start as well. 3D Max, they need good runs on their CT side, judging by what we've kind of seen from them in the past. They need some serious stability there. It's not going to start well. I mean, sure, Body will get an exit, a consolation. Nothing more than that. They don't really need to hunt him, to be honest, but at the same time, if you like Torsen, for example, he's the only one who really needs to be really cautious about fights. So, GamerLegion, start as they mean to go on and continuing this run of form from them. Ash just seems to have this side understood right now, and vicariously using it. ZTR, this is all slotting into place. Body, you'll stay alive. They look towards a fight at the end, but a simple one nonetheless. Vibes are good. And GamerLegion looking very good.
Speaking for itself on the replays, and we'll see now if 3D Max are able to bounce back into it. I mean, GamerLegion just having a really good time. I think it's one of the important things to keep an eye on. Going to be a hard eco out from 3D Max. Uncharacteristic for them to not just try and be relentless, but they will pull up a few P250s. That's all that's going to be bought up here. GamerLegion, meanwhile, money-making opportunity, and you could argue don't really want to lose any more than one player in this round. Slow creep out B. Oh, it's a nice dink. It's also got to be careful. Meanwhile, money being made in the apartments as PR will make that. Mac 10 sing. Rez spins around. Oh, lucky. Certainly unlucky, I think, safe to say, in the past couple of rounds. That's 2 kills that he has just not quite been able to get over the line.
Rez, there's probably another here as well. Mac is not looking the right way. Nice work.
Guys, let's be ready to do the...
Love the ecos indeed. That's money in the bank as well for the Mac 10. Exactly what we want to see for this side. GamerLegion make the easy rounds look easy, and they do. Not even a single casualty. You're very happy with that as well. Now you take this bonus round and this bonus buy in towards round number 3 here. So you've saved for this for 3D Max. And 4s and that 1 FAMAS for Gravity. If you lose the bonus, you're going to be under so much pressure so early in towards this game. Which is not what you want to be seeing. The first step. Finding this round here in what is statistically favored towards them in terms of firepower, and then start to build something behind it.
Nade not finding anything. It is kind of a turtle setup from 3D Max. So we'll see if GamerLegion can kind of break into things here. Good apartments control from them. But nothing quite presenting. Maka moves forwards. Actually, later into the round, they're getting aggressive, it would seem. So, curious kind of move, but they will catch one. Not quite the kill, but enough damage done. Torsen's also pretty low here. So it looks good for the Frenchman. Can they keep it together? XSCs will find the kill on the dry walkout. Risky move, but it pays off. Gravity up close, dealt with, and he's actually left isolated. They've managed to thread the needle as Maka had given the chase. XSCs in behind. Rez watching him, but Rez incredibly low, and XSCs comes out at the perfect time for the double spray down. Bomb has yet to be planted. Torsen's flanking the flank, and he will get it. The Moto Smoke about to go down, so this retake is very much on.
Oh, retake successful. 3D Max see it over the line. Raw 2v2, and they just swing into the fight, and it works out for them. But Bonplan 3 kills and a bonus buy. I don't think GamerLegion are too upset with that. Obviously, it would have been lovely to see that sort of round off, and it gives you such a kind of a head start in a map like this. But either way, 3D Max on the board early, which is feeling like a rarity compared to what we saw in towards map number 1 of Overpass.
Eps1 searching, guys. Eps pushing. 2 Eps searching. You should go short, run short. Go. Okay. Then one Eps1 moto.
Okay, a lot of comms. Good comms as well.
Yeah.
But unable in that 2 versus 2, of course, to see off that post bomb. But nice comms across the board for GamerLegion. Headline, things are going quite successfully. Early damage, though, dealt a lot to GamerLegion, and Kersey gets spammed by Lucky through that smoke. Unfortunate start.
Just interesting to see kind of, you know, how the flow goes, who's most vocal. Been watching a fair few, you know, videos on, like, comms breakdowns and things like that. It's pretty cool to watch, especially live. Oh, body. Be careful here. Around this corner, they're actually ahead of that smoke. Flash will come in. It's just not effective enough. And the burst towards B now looking good. Gravity has to buy time, but he gives up so much control. We got a man in through the CT smoke as well. Torsen, clever to move through here. Understanding that the CT player has maybe been dealt with. Where did that flash come from? Gravity, though, he reveals himself for 2, leaving PR to do it all. And this is it. Maybe taking deep CT control before you got the site itself is somewhat risky. PR looks around for some nades. There's nothing. He'd faked it out. Didn't actually hold for the plant. Fake it again and draws a player into his trap. Gets the bomb out. Able to make it away. And now just looking for the heads-up fight, but Lucky will get him. Oh, and he certainly is indeed lucky this time around. Big three-piece from him to get 3D Max even.
My God, fine margins, man. That is bonkers, but I guess all that matters is success found. This could be a tell of things to come. I think Gravity does very, very well, but yeah, lucky. A bit of a tilter, but I think he knows as well. It's a great effort. Unfortunately, straight into a tech pause as well, no less. First one we've had of the day here on the B stream, but it's 3D Max who would time things up. So this is already immediately much better than what we saw on Overpass. A stark difference. 3D Max side who have an idea, the plan seems to have legs behind it, and I think is probably even more indicative of just how rough around the edges that Overpass was. I mean, you can already see 3D Max look like a much more conclusive side here comparative to what they were.
Yeah, I mean, it's very true, right? I think there is a key case to be made that they're just comfortable here. And you wouldn't have expected them to be on Overpass. And then it just was the case, and maybe even worse than we expected, in all honesty. But they just have to move forwards and forget about it. And again, this is kind of what I pointed towards as we came into this map. There's maybe an argument to be made that the rest of the veto feels workable for them wherever it goes. And so they're not as worried about their inexperience on Overpass necessarily.
Got to be said, though, there is definitely still worrying signs to sort of have. I mean, there's definitely stark conversations that have got to be had about 3D Max in terms of their map pool, right? Like, as much as we're talking about how Overpass was bad and all the rest, and there is maps that they can punish on. When you look across the board, it's like, okay, so Overpass, we've evidently seen that's not a good map for them yet, right? Mirage, we don't play. Nuke, we play, but success is really limited. Inferno, same thing, right? We play, but success is also limited. Train, we don't really play either. It leaves them actually really vulnerable in veto processes, the sides with solid map pools, and it seems like GamerLegion are one of them. You know, bar Train, basically, they've actually got a really kind of solid pool, and Train being their perma, it's fine. So this is the issue that I kind of have when it comes towards the sort of 3D Max side, is that no matter where you look for them, it's actually difficult for them to really solidify success from the jump in vetoes, and they've got to go away and implement more maps to a better level in towards the pool if they want to go back to being a bit of a dark horse and a contender as they once were. Tech issue over towards 3D Max, it seems. I saw headsets off, FX ceased, so that's the general assumption.
Yeah. Again, I mean, this is one of the things that we have already talked about with, like, teams that find themselves trying to just get outside their box, you know, get outside their particular play style or angle or whatever it is that they're good at, you know. And 3D Max, I think, are a team that at times have done that at some of the sort of softer stages of tournaments, or like a pro league or something like this, where there's not as much pressure, there's not as much energy. It might be like one of the tournaments in the middle of the season that someone like Vitality or a G2, maybe, you know, teams that have really big expectations but sometimes don't quite live up to them. You know, they can take their eyes off of certain tournaments at times, and I think that's where 3D Max comes in to just sort of wake you up, and they'll have like a really good map and you'd be like, damn, okay, this is like really nicely worked out, and then the rest of the series they just can't hit the same consistency, or the rest of the tournament they can't deliver in the same way. So a really difficult team to know what you're going to get on a given map, let alone a given series.
Yeah, you are right. Fortunately, still an issue here over towards XSC, so, you know, hopefully something that can be fixed in due time. It seems like a restart of the PC is required here, which never a good sign, has to be said, but I'll read too heavily into it, I guess, for now. Of course, there's other Counter-Strike going on across the board. Currently, the Mongols taking on Falcons, and the Mongols took map number 1 13-9 as well, so pretty sick from them. And that was Falcon's map pick at Dust2 as well. So the Mongols are on track for potentially a bit of an upset victory there. We'll see whether that's the case. I mean, upset is maybe a loose term. I think Mongols have been playing good Counter-Strike, of course. They've continued to punch up, but the Falcon super team are map down. And Mirage up next as well, which has been very good for the Mongols. So yeah, pretty spicy stuff. There could be 2-0s across the board here. Of course, this one still feels like for me 2-0, despite 3D Max looking better and feeling better in the very, very early portion of this game. I just think GamerLegion, the sharper, the more controlled. And of course, with that leadership of Ash as well, it's tough for them to not feel, you know, under that much pressure. He's so good at keeping them level-headed.
Yeah, and Inferno falls into the category of a couple of maps where it's like you can kind of just fall over and you'll still find rounds, you know? You can just accidentally come into a win just off of like a really well-placed couple of nades in Banana or something like that, right? Like they're just so used to going through the motions on this map that eventually the broken clock will strike twice, you know? So, we'll see. I think that, like you, I'm still on the side of GamerLegion, and I think we are a bit too early in the game to start saying, yeah, okay, 3D Max have just turned over a new leaf, and they've sorted their problems. It is far too early to say at this stage. And something like this as well is just going to really take your mind out of it. So yes, it's 2-2, but it feels like a pretty fresh reset, especially for the side of 3D Max, who I think just want to get going and, you know, play the rounds, feeling a bit better. Time off is not good.
Yeah, I think you're right. Looks like PC restart. I've seen in-ears go back in, which is, generally speaking, a good sign.
Step one.
Yeah, exactly. Headset on, that's always a good sign for the most part. I'm hoping it doesn't need to kind of like log back in or anything. That'll be, you know, a bit more time added to it. But okay, it's looking okay. Headsets on.
I should hope so. We should have full 2FA every time you log in, mate.
True.
Be honest.
Actually, kind of bars there, but it looks like he just went straight in. So his skins will be mine soon. But then again, he can also, what's it like? What do they call it? Refund it now? Roll it back. Yeah, 7-day rollback.
I'm not quite sure how that would work if someone like got into your account and then you get it back. If you get it back within that 7-day period, I think that's what they're really banking on, is that like, yeah, you can say this wasn't me, I want it back, you know.
Yeah.
Well, it does take a bit of work.
Enough of that. We are back underway. GamerLegion have squeezed together a buy here. Hero AK4 Kersey, double Galil, upgrade on the pistol. Kersey, clean, crisp, around that corner. Molly will go towards Big Bit as well, but it's actually on the crosshair as well. Maka trying to be a bit of a nuisance. He does get the first. What do you expect upon high? Not well enough, as PR will combine his carnage as Rez swings in for a bit of a bite of the action, leaving Lucky all alone. Lucky, all you got to do is save, surely.
Yeah, classic post-timeout move, right? I don't know that they would have necessarily force bought in if it was just straight into the next round. They really just try and see if 3D Max have fallen asleep during that timeout. And it is very possible. And again, just a real check of the sort of protocol. And it feels like things outside of the server that GamerLegion have been working on. Ash looking very energetic, able to just lift them up and praising the right people, focusing on a couple of players when maybe they have made a mistake or had an off round, so on and so on. And I think it's little things like that that are going to give GamerLegion the edge in this matchup, where 3D Max, they're not necessarily super vibes Counter-Strike, but they're a little bit more towards like just seeing how the map feels and if it's their day or not. And sometimes they have a good tournament, sometimes they have what's happening here, which is where they've just lost control and not looking quite as good in stage 2.
Yeah, I think you're right. Of course, in that pause too, get iced out just as they were building up in towards this game. And GamerLegion just go for a quicker play. It's a nice call. Gotta respect it. Broken the bank of 3D Max, who will force buy in towards this one. 3 Deagles. PG-50 and a FAMAS. Pretty big odds. We're looking towards Lucky to lift heavy here.
Thorson spamming away, just keep some attention on B. Looks like it will work. Trying to get the boss man with the gun on the way. And it could be the good call here. A heavy hitter on this FAMAS. Maybe just needs a pistol to distract away. He's going to try and go early. Big damage there. Molotov comes down to keep them at bay as well. They still seem to want to go for it. Lucky himself has taken a tag. Is there a chance at a gun, sir? But no, he's going to keep it, it would seem.
Interesting.
Now backing off towards A.
It looked like Maka wanted it as well. He's also got armor.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm sure Maka was saying, right, give me the gun. You're basically dead. Lucky says no. Back towards A. Only one man here. Exorcise. Your tech issues are concluded. Now let's see if you've got another level behind you. Eagle. How close is it? It's surely a cleared angle, but they just gotta make sure. A couple of missed shots as well. And in from behind, Thorson, Rez get in on the action. This one is done.
GamerLegion again, starting to liven up, I think. Looking very, very good. As they are set to find themselves a solid lead. Whether it lasts or not, of course, is the 3D Max question. But man, they're in such a weird spot, you know, like little bits bought up here, maybe overspending in ways. I don't know. They really are just playing a loose, fast game. It's another version of Counter-Strike. Probably older than most of the people watching at the moment. What do you make of that?
Yeah. Kind of wild. I guess I'll throw it back. What do you make of it?
You know, to be fair,
Thanks for that one, didn't you?
I think, yeah, no, I get it. I get it. It's a hard question to answer, but just goes to show we're continually growing or whatever.
It's true. It is true.
Potentially the less said about Source, kind of the better. We've actually got a lot of players here, I think, are children of Source, as it were. Probably where they started just before Go came out.
I feel like a lot of people go back and play it as well, right? I mean, I've done that a little bit. Obviously, I started in Go, but you go back to try out and sort of see what it was like back then.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, it was actually quite fun. I've had a couple of times playing it, you know, years on. Like Source and 1.6, both of them quite enjoyable. I remember at the Paris Major as well, they had, was it 1.3 they had? Remember in the little, the like kind of like VIP room?
I think so. It might have been, I didn't play, to be fair, but it might have been 1.4, 1.3, 1.4.
Yeah, it was
definitely wasn't like 1.6, which
yes,
is what you'd kind of expect
exactly.
in a way.
It was interesting though. It was fun. It was, you know, all of these are kind of played after the fact, but and apparently there's still little niche communities going around for those where people still play and whatnot. So it's pretty sick to see. Yeah, children of it, I'm sure. Maybe not so much in GamerLegion's case. I just feel like they're so young, right? Like PR.
We'd have to ask.
Awesome. Yeah.
I reckon there might be a couple like, oh, my older brother played Source, that's where I got started, but
yeah,
definitely not taking it like seriously until Go.
Yes.
For the most part.
Rez, nice work. PR, nice reaction. This round got no legs behind it. GamerLegion, that fifth is there, but not before Lucky gets one of his own as well, and, you know, fairness, gets out. Not that's going to make too much of a difference. There's somebody already here to meet him. He will get another kill, though, so they're still fighting him. They have got the bomb here, too. Finally, the flash of Kersey will see him off, and the P250 is all that's left. Damage dealt, but the bomb will go down. And it's made a little expensive by 3D Max, right? A couple of kills that come forth. That's all it will be. Nice work.
I think if Lucky had a few more bullets left, he could have found another kill, honestly. And then maybe we got a round on. But unfortunate for him. Maybe didn't pull off a reload in the app, something like that. But either way, you know, he'll take the individual damage. It's nice to get those kills on the same player as well, as he will maybe make space for an AWP, perhaps, something along those lines. All the same. See what the cards hold for 3D Max. Going to need to see them getting back on this board and getting some rifle knowledge down pat. At the moment, It is all about GamerLegion, and we saw what happened once they started taking over Overpass. Big nade damage here, couple of them now stacking up, but it doesn't matter if the bullets are landing. It makes no difference. A little weird there. ZTR kind of blocks the player behind him, but they will still manage the trade all the same. Maka space around the smoke. He says, thank you very much. The quick scope. It's quick, but it's not accurate. And Exorcist with his teammates going down is just straight on for the save.
Yeah, it's a smart call. Kersey, that second shot he gets just before he drops is incredible. No entry in towards that door, Mr. Cameraman. I'm sorry. Exorcist. Just keep on to the M4, but GamerLegion continue to pull further and further away. 6-2 now. Guaranteed. A tie game at the half. The way they're playing, we expect many, many more. That second shot, just as he drops by Kersey, is delectable. And they're creeping closer now, GamerLegion. That 2-0 is brewing. Elimination on the line for the French side here in Cologne.
How the fuck did you kill the city, guys? I don't know. What happened?
He doesn't even know himself. How did you kill him? Kersey says, I don't know.
No, someone take this.
I flash card for you guys. I flash card for
And they know it was the A guy as well who survived. That's actually quite important. You just talk. They knew the money was kind of rough, and LNZ mentioned a little bit there. A guy survived. He's the one who kept over the gun. Maybe a rush towards B here.
Sure. Yeah, could be part of the play. No guarantee, though. The M4 has found itself up at B. They're really sold on this B rush. Body's found 2 on his 5-7. Exorcist's good for 1. The numbers are even, but the chaos sometimes can be a bit hard to bring back down to earth. They're going to opt to try and take some fights here. It was a quick attempt at breaking the smoke, but there's another smoke behind it. Nade is almost perfect. It's actually the kill from Lucky. I was going to say, if the nade had been on the other player, could have been a different story, but they find that kill all the same. PR. Is the camera live? He's just like drying his hands, bro. He's just like hands off the keyboard, like drying his hands with a sweat or whatever. That's wild, but I guess he's biding his time, waiting for them to come forwards. He's feeling cool. He's in the right headspace. Goes a little early, but they will line up for him. He's out of ammo. Maka gets the headshot. Oh, but he will take it. There's no time. It's just like, I'm just biding the time.
Is that...
Oh, my goodness. That is aura farming.
Top 10 coldest moments of all time compilation right there. That's nerves of steel. That can't be live, surely. I mean, I think it is. I can't see why it wouldn't be, but like... In a 1v2 to tuck yourself in towards dark and then just look like you're the guy who's dead, drying your hands and whatnot. It's ridiculous. Well played by him.
It is. Looking at him on the replay, taking those shots and everything, like he's got a little bit of that, you know, tightness in the jitters and whatever.
It's ridiculous.
It looks like it's pretty in sync.
Fair play. I guess he's just...
And he was there for a good few seconds.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't just a quick little shake your hands. He was like, just got to really make sure. No sweat, you know. Like,
yeah.
Wild.
I got to really make sure I'm comfortable for this 1v2. Fair play. That is nerves of steel from him. Very good signs, PR. Just unaffected by what is that shot? What in God's name is that? Might be more here as well, as Rez wants a piece of the pie. He knows Lucky is somewhere lurking up close. And Kersey making a move of his own. He tucks in towards long, and through brackets he falls. Opportunity now for 3D Max.
Oh, crack angles all round. It's Rez that finds the 2 key kills. The Moto smoke is very shaky indeed. Oh, man, and the HPs to join it. Also not looking too good. The nade doesn't find the kill. Body left on 1 HP from nade and a bullet from somewhere. Torsen will use the opportunity to cross and get that bomb down. So there is that at the very least. He's got to find himself a good spot here. Oh, that's not great. Gravity's going to have heard this. Knows exactly where he is. He's, again, you know, not stopped moving, so there is that at the very least, but he's really banking on there not being a long player. Gravity's patience has paid off. I think some steps towards short have been made. He'll be dragged, but Gravity is quicker. Again, it's pretty close, man. One kill in there could have made all the difference, but 3D Max finally able to win a crunch round.
If he was set up as well over towards Grave. I don't know if it would have made too much of a difference, but at the same time, him making noise, he gets a little flustered, right? And I think that's where it feels like mentally they've lost a round. I think the one thing that, in hindsight, you look back, don't think Kurz needs to push there, right? I know what he's trying to do, but unfortunately the execution wasn't there. Timeout called, the first by GamerLegion's Ash. Is on towards the mic. He wants to really secure this first half, and you can fully understand why. Obviously, it's been at times been a back and forth, especially right at the start. But when they've now started really rolling of rounds back to back, you really want to make sure that you confirm this into a very solid first half and give minimal chances for 3D Max to scale back in that second half. So I understand why you call for the pause here.
Yeah, let's see. GamerLegion been looking good thus far. They did have a bailout in the round before that as well. So it's been teetering on a knife edge for a little bit. Maka misses the shot, fancying another chance at it. But again, that one a bit harder, but eventually he will get it. They really pressed the attack on that, and it will pay off for them.
Get across, Kersey might be flashed around this corner here. The flash does come, but there's a nade behind him, but it's Kersey. 2 points of HP. Well, all it needs was one little bit of shrapnel to see him off, and it will. The flash, excellent from Body. A second behind the catch ZTR. What a shot, as Maka will seal it. But that flashbang that supports Body, the second one after his, brilliant.
So 3D Max showing they do indeed have what it takes to match up here. It's not just going to be another capitulation right at the tail end. They keep it together. Still an 8-4 on the cards if GamerLegion can play their cards right. They've got full utility here. ZTR going down to the Tech 9 there to make this happen. So we'll see what the game plan is. Quick move into Banana from both teams. Body checking the angle keenly. The flash blinds him. The flash blinds him. He gets one. Can he get out? He's going to get another. It's Gravity on the edge of this smoke as well, who's doing the damage. And the quick Banana move from GamerLegion. Small delay on it, but it will not work. They tried to change the rhythm of the round, and 3D Max, they don't really play too much of a rhythm. They will clean things up. Gravity in particular, 7-5 at the turn of the half.
Honestly, very, very doable, right? 7-5 now as well. A chance has arisen for this French side. And you look towards their recovery towards the end. Vibes are looking a little better as well. Maybe a bit of a chance. We'll have to find out. For now, we're going to throw this one to a break and see whether 3D Max can push us to a third.
Not a job here for GamerLegion to close things out, but they still hold control of the game. It slipped a little towards the end, maybe the first imperfect moments for them, as 3D Max battling tooth and nail, it feels, in every single round. They bring it to 7-5. The pistol now carries a lot of weight, and we'll see. Their T side didn't look great on Overpass. We're hoping for a different story here.
An opportunity has now been gifted to 3D Max. They found a pistol here, and this could get very spicy in Inferno. And it starts quite well. Early damage towards PR. He's tagged down mighty low. One set of Julies for Kersey with armor. So drop over. It's PR who was tagged earlier, now seen off. Gets a bit of damage off before he falls. But Maka catches Kersey. Back turn, the raid boss dropped. Body finds Torsen, and his body's dropping for GamerLegion. They're down to 2 in a matter of moments.
Well, here you go. Tension rising. As 3 players, definitely 2 players in towards the CT area. Like, yep, nobody's coming. So the bomb has a free path here. It looks like it will be a save at this juncture. Just maybe try and take a few heads away. ZTR in particular, he's got no armor, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of your prize. So he's just kind of on the forward exit. Rez, meanwhile, he's the one that might want to hold what he has, but also taking those scraps, you know? Again, GamerLegion just playing pretty high energy, pretty happy with the way that these rounds go, even if they are losing them, just so long as they're kind of keeping the mental. I don't think Ash in particular is worried too much. 3D Max, though, gap close begins here.
Oh, well, let's see. Bit by bit, they've been scaling into this, and now they put themselves in actually a really, really solid position. I get a bit concerned. Well, the GamerLegion side, they're going to force buy into this. So a UMP MP9 brought with Double Deagle and a 5-7 to round it out. You lose this, not only do you lose the lead, you probably gift it towards 3D Max with that broken econ. That double eco you've got to take. So is this the right call? Double Glil, double AK, super scary to deal with, and PR wants none of it. Drops a smoke as he gets out. And this will try and limit how much long presence they get here. He's so blind. They've walked right past him. He doesn't even know about the second guy at Gravity who already crossed. And Maka finds 2 of his own. He looks for a third as he's spammed through that smoke. It's chaos through Lloyd, but it's looking favorably towards 3D Max.
Yeah, flash just a little shallow. There was like a super slim window. If the flash was good, they roll through the smoke, they kill Maka, yeah. He had the bomb, and he sort of had no help because they were on the other side of a different smoke. But all that kind of nuance is very hard to know about in the moment. A lot easier when you can see everything, I'll tell you that much for free. But yeah, almost for GamerLegion. Not quite. They'll take what they have into the next round here. And again, going to keep the fear factor on 3D Max. It is relentless at the moment.
At least they will save, right? They're given that luxury. 3D Max, honestly, feeling like a whole different side right now in a really positive light. This is much, much better. So much to like for them. Honestly, for the first time this series, we get to sit here and say that this is a lot to like. He just reinvests ever so slightly around what was saved for GamerLegion, but it's more or less the same buy brought again once forth. This time with less armor in the facts of Kersey and PR. So an unlikely spot for GamerLegion here, round number 15. 3D Max should be taking a lead properly for the first time, and one in which they can build upon. Early damage is great. Torsen tagged so low. They're going to go hit towards B. Mach 10 bound around the corner. Needs something here. This is chaos and through the flames. How is Red staying alive? He gets to support a ZTR. A nade will bounce off the corner too. A 2 versus 3. With ZTR, they know where he is, and PR, it's a long road to rotate.
Oh my goodness. ZTR doesn't take a bullet there somehow. Oh, smoke going to come in. A little wall to work with. Oh, he's so close. This time he will go down through that smoke. PR, though, could slip through. Reload on, but not quite the best fight for him. And, of course, the aim punch getting the better of him. The high fives. Sounding good on the 3D Max side, I'm not going to lie.
Good connection, I'll give him that. It's expensive a little bit, and I guess that's a silver lining to take if you are a GamerLegion, but it's nothing really too drastic. So a lead for 3D Max, a buyback in GamerLegion. We lose this one, and 3D Max can scale all the way to being the first side into double digits. Little double run boost there is off from Torsen. He'll get out ahead. And all that for nothing. The Utah doesn't really do a hell of a lot towards Maka. A very important round for GamerLegion. You lose this, you're in a bit of trouble. We haven't really seen them feel that much pressure. Maka, great little bait and switch. Exorcise at the same time finding one of his own over towards A. They're moving, scaling in towards B. They spotted one round this corner. Rez, trigger discipline. He's not moving. They haven't spotted him. Now they have. Bot on the 180. Maka still delivers something special. ZTR, quick trade, and Bombstone needs to go down. The molly's ticking, and ZTR is so lucky to get out alive.
Body looking to hold things here. Get that plant down. The nade just about makes it into him. It's a fair bit of damage, but not quite enough to find the kill. And I think that's what they were desperately, desperately after. Without it, they go for the save. Oh, we might be looking down the barrel of a third here. GamerLegion. Couple things swing their way. They were putting their resources in the right place. 3 on B. Just not enough, apparently. So maybe a timeout here to just keep them on track. But now the gap growing. This is getting really quite solid for GamerLegion.
Yeah, this is a bit of a predicament. We've got, what, one more pause for GL?
I think I can get left on B here. We should do
Have to find a way to do it.
We should do halfway.
So the discussions around what the investment's going to be for GamerLegion. Half buy seems to be the word being thrown around, and I feel like that is the right call here. Only a little shaky. Yeah, they go for that half buy. Torsen Mag 7. Around that save, double M4. The Eagle on a 5-7 to round it out. But this is unfortunately where the really uncomfortable narratives start to build for GamerLegion. In a rinse and repeat, where it's full buy-in, don't find success, save, and then half buy-in, try and make that work, and it's getting really uncomfortable. And already one has crossed it. Exorcise in the backlines.
PR, so blind. Oh my god, he nearly gets one, but this is just pure carnage. All in favor of 3D Max, though. Short falls quick. There's no chance of defending the bomb site. And what can you do here? You know, you kind of want to have some sort of presence into a low buy round if you are these B players, but there's just no point. 3D Max hit double digits, and they hit it really, really quickly here. The T side of Inferno, their best showing yet. GamerLegion have not picked up a round in this second half.
They look so off it. All over the place. Mag 7 doesn't get the look in. Nothing saved, unfortunately, in terms of the premium rifles. Both of those M4s go down. Difficult predicament trying to spam. Torsen. Known about towards half-wall. Oh my god, he does jump back up and takes the tag. That could have been risky. That was a half buy, now they can full buy. And another pause called by GamerLegion. And again, you gotta say, understandably so. Such a great shutdown as they move through in towards the A site. This being the second for GL. They're running out of chances. 10-7, 3 rounds behind, and 3D Max 3 rounds away from pushing us towards the decider.
All right, let's see. They've had great times here on the GamerLegion side of things. Been having a lot of fun, for sure. but the fun may be starting to run out as it gets serious. So the lock-in kind of style going to be needed again. Rez and PR looking good, but there is little to be desired, particularly from their AWPer. Fresh boy on the block, Kersey. And we'll see. They're sending him in early. He's blinded. He's dedicated to it, though. Oh, man, got to be careful here. Got to be very careful. There's a lot round that corner, but he's trained, and they swing straight into him. Nade is chunky. They'll back off as well. So a keen first kill. Exactly what the coach has ordered. But the B bomb site left a bit vulnerable. They rotate away, interestingly enough. So this is a full retake now going to be required. The lurker taken out. Numbers therefore look good, but this might have been a bit of an easy B take considering the fact that you started off strong.
Yeah, you're right. 3 versus 5 still has legs behind it as well. If GamerLegion don't play this properly, all 5 coming from the same direction from CT as they split through Church. This is water double stack that is so precarious, and they also have Lucky to support. It's chaotic, and for a moment felt like there was life behind it. They've got to get on this bomb though. We've got to get the kill on it. Tapping through, they're going to send him in as Lucky finds one with the clock. It is mighty, mighty close. A huge sigh of relief there for GamerLegion, seeing that over the line.
I think whoever's commed it, someone's kind of saved the round there. The first player that gets on the bomb, that taps on the bomb, doesn't have a kit. And then that player gets off, and then it's a bit of a tussle to get the guy with a kit on the bomb. But I think someone maybe chimed in there, whether it's I don't have a kit or kit on ZT, you know, whatever the call is, but somebody has kind of saved the round there from absolute pandemonium.
Yeah.
That was really dodgy for a second. They go back for the same sort of move. Kersey this time is bested. 3D Max much more ready for it, and he can't get anything done.
Oh, nice fire from Ecstasies. Avoids the flash as well. Rez. Good swing and reaction from him, and Lucky just trying to lurk through. Will be at the cost of his life. Back into a 3 versus 3, but Rez just doesn't expect Ecstasies up close, and that will cost him. He's going to try and bound round, and it does well. 2 versus 1, ZTR. We need a heroic moment from you, and there is one on offer through mid, but he's making noise as well, and that'll be at the cost of his life. 3D Max answer back, up to 11.
Crazy. I mean, a fake flash attempt. I don't know. There's a certain overconfidence to a couple of the moves. Same thing as the previous round. We have a couple over faces. The player towards short that we saw there on the replay, maybe one of them, you know, I think they need to figure out when to turtle up, when to just play things safe. In the same vein, 3D Max, like, what the hell are they doing kind of round, you know?
Yeah.
Just charging through, taking crazy swings, one guy on site, one guy in apps who's late with the bomb. It is messy. Body with the spam. This is throwing it back a little bit here, playing from the bridge, but he does a lot of damage onto PR. Oh, not enough, however. And the fact he lives is pretty important.
Gravity. Spamming through wood here. He's being made, but as chances dwindle for GamerLegion, you look towards this round. Man advantage for them, and short damage is being dealt pretty extensively over towards PR and Tolson. If you can convert this, there's still life left in this map for you. That narrative about that third map, Dust2 Decider, gets quelled for a brief moment. They're scaling towards B. ZTR and Tolson are here. Util is limited, but they got a double molly in this direction. As we hit 30 seconds mark as well, now would be a good time to use it. Not going to peek it, but Torsten's going to be forced out, and he just about crosses to new box. Mollies are dropped. 20 seconds, no room for error, and there's one of them. That's the bomb. This becomes a little dicey. Torsen's still trying to play around and buy time for the rotations. We're creeping towards 10 seconds and he's still taking fights. Bomb's still got to go down, and look who's here. On the flank, he tags as well. On towards Lucky, who tries to get one of his own. GamerLegion not dead just yet. Bring it back to a 2-round game, but that was unbelievable fine margins.
I mean, what's the first thing in your head that, you know, when you see a round developing and then the bomb drops?
Yeah.
It is often the first thing that just sort of sends a round into pandemonium. So I think Body's got to do a bit better there. Yes, it's low time, but he flies in kind of on his own, not really got backing to like trade or pick the bomb up and even plant in all that carnage. They had to fully rescale into the bomb site and then recover the bomb. You know, it's a very, very messy move from him. I think maybe going to know that timeout coming in. Just to stay cool. The head loss, as we like to say. Creeping in ever so slightly. They will have a buy available into this round and probably into the next as well. But GamerLegion closing the gap.
Oh, well, still so much cash on hand, though, for 3D Max. And there probably will be for the remainder of regulation. So GamerLegion, they've got to do this the hard way. They can't really rely on a broken econ and a freebie of a round. Gotta refine and rekindle that consistency, that flame that made them so difficult to deal with on Overpass. Nate are bounding around. It's so much being thrown here. Anti-flash being played by Torso, because he does have support as ZTR. He'll wait. The question is, does he stick around? He will stick around. He'll let him be killed. And because of that smoke, they can't effectively trade him.
Follow-up molly as well is really nice. He's got a smoke of his own, which is really nice. So they can't even late trade him necessarily. He does obviously take a risk. Quick boost up. Lucky to be alive on that one, honestly. Exorcist going down in the apartments. This is getting wild. This is getting out of hand, but it seems GamerLegion just a few tweaks here or there on a couple of the overswings, and it's for working very, very well.
Gravity. He's tucked in towards Ondown, waiting for a fight to come to him, which actually, in all fairness, it might, as PR doesn't have a lot to work with in terms of pixels, so I think it makes a smart call. Dealt a little bit of damage, got some back in return, but he gets away. Keep the numbers. Do not give opportunities, especially with, in a sense, how the HP isn't exactly flourishing towards GamerLegion. Just don't want to take risks for no reason, not with 20 seconds left on the clock. 3D Max, though, they're already angled for the save. They're not committed to giving this one a go, so they're going to keep hold of what they've got. An early decision made, just a couple of kills. PR and Torsen combined. I think especially Torsen does very, very well there. Shutting down presence towards B. You look at PR as well. He catches the insurance policy of a late rotation, and that just quells the round immediately. Subsides all pressure that was there for GamerLegion. So a 1-round game now. And 3D Max, for the first time in a while, actually falling a little bit flat, especially for their standards.
Yeah, it's very true. And I think they're going to start to panic if they haven't already. Nade. It's a little bit out of lucky. We're playing 3 towards B here. That smoke could not have come any sooner. I think Mako was really going to look and see what he could have gotten away with there. In the end, the smoke stops him. So, nothing happening early on here. GamerLegion just going into this conventional setup and hoping not to lose the first player.
Nice nade on towards ZCR. Starting off this round with 61 points of HP. Scale towards A, and a shot that rings off but really needed to be connected there. Kersey gets one before dropping. Does know there's another over towards long as Rez will double back, but this A-hold now becomes a little bit precarious. The flash will send in Rez. He's waiting for a fight and he gains that information, but it's Mako who's now posted. PR. Oh, we need something special from the youngster. Quick fine from him. Barrel is well being spotted, but this is drawing his attention in. They're trying to make him take a comfortable fight, but PR does so well. 3 kills for him as ZTR pounces, but that round is won and done by PR. What a heroic showing from him. So smart. The isolation of fights just excellent, and falling so flat. 3D Max when they needed to pounce together.
Unbelievable finds. He's had some really, really massive rounds, it feels like.
My goat, says Ash. My goat.
Still having fun with it, though, you know? 11-11. It's not super serious as, you know, it can be with teams at times. Just trying to keep the pressure nice and light. And they seem to be thriving under it, in all honesty. A little bit of a challenge, but not too mentally taxing here. Oh, nearly the perfect nade. Nearly the perfect nade. It still does a lot of damage onto gravity here.
Just be careful.
With the Hero AK. Full contact. It's against the grain, isn't it? They've been very, very telegraphed about where they're going. And this could get dangerous. ZTR, though, holds. Triple spray down of his own. Will it be enough? I mean, Exorcist has got his hands onto an A1S. And as always, there is carnage. There is chaos. There is madness. Maka!
Oh.
Maka! Who else for 3D Max? Big finds from him. PR left to be the hero once again. He will be spotted. Nade could finish this player, and it does. Into the 1 versus 1. But where the hell is he? Nobody's heard from Exorcist for a hot minute. Hiding away at Nubox, not taking any chances, waiting for a tap onto the bomb, playing the ring around the rosy. Is he there? He can't see him. He says, nah, there's no one there. Where did he come from? And it's 12 for 3D Max out of thin air.
Exorcist has danced around Nubox perfectly there. As you mentioned, just didn't spot him. Buys his time, PR. Too many angles to clear, not enough time. Support all Yuto, but Maka, that quad kill is incredible.
Let's go!
Yeah, look what it means as well. Electric celebrations from them. And another pause taken to seal the deal here and now. Kersey, it's been a slow performance from him, but he'll be bringing out the AWP in towards this round. ZTR only got the finances for a 5-7. So signs pointing towards a third map in the final round of regulation for 3D Max, unless things go woefully wrong. But I have to say, if this does go towards overtime, I favor GamerLegion, innit? Feels like if this gets that full reset, Recon gets back to being level, 3D Max could have squandered a chance. And the same thing happened to Heroic in our earlier series. You squander a chance like that and you let things get leveled back up, and it reinstills the confidence, the game plan. So GamerLegion now or never to survive and keep the dream alive of a 2-0 here. 3D Max 1 round away from pushing us towards Dust2. Crazy start as well, Exorcist.
Oh, man. The trades through the smoke, also just wild, thick and fast here. Res in the boiler, and he actually takes down Gravity. I thought, surely a dead man walking. He was after a moment, but he's dropped the bomb. So what the hell is going on here? ZTR, I feel, just gathering info. Hiding away. Molotov. Oh, spread to him. Not going to spread to him. He's lost his teammate, though. Through the smoke. That's kind of the only hope that they had. Ah, man. Bomb going down. ZTR, maybe his patience will pay off with this spot, but they're just not taking any chances with any of the angles. I don't know. They're not checking him, though. Quick little Molotov. They don't feel confident for sure. He'll go down. They're going to go for a double swing, and he does indeed get found. He tried being sneaky. It didn't work out, and at the very final hurdle, despite the PR heroics to get them to 11-11, it will be 3D Max to snatch it and take us to a third.
Yeah, fair play. This is where we can stop. Was maybe a slightly dwindling ending towards Inferno. A pistol round early doors would be nice, though. Let's see. T-side start with 3D Max. Winning the knife, they decided to start T-side, and it doesn't start well. PR. He'll find the first. Lucky. with that beach of this. Kurzi gets a team kill. In fact, he's running low on ammo, but he gets one more shot before the mag is empty. Leaves it down to 2. And Kurzi's still yet to take any kind of damage as well. And there's a kit in play for ZTR. If that bomb is to sneak down, Gravity's talking about sneaking. He's trying to sneak his way through long, but now he's going to fight long distance against a USPS. He tags up Torsten with the dink. He's looking for more as well. This might draw attention away from B, but PR's here. Down he falls. Body, this is surely no way of planting. They've got to group up.
Yeah, tough. Although, I don't know, man. They also pull off pretty quickly, so he might have been able to sort of double pump things in, potentially. But looking to just back away a little bit. We've had Gravity in the middle here find a kill. Trapping that bomb in, though. His body, yeah, there's just nowhere that he can really go. They're lacking a lot of information. The bomb gets dropped, as it does. That surely has to be the round. So again, these are more arguments to maybe just commit into the B play. Try and make it work as best you can. Unfortunately, 3D Max overthinking things, and GL will capitalize.
Yeah, exactly.
Next time I punch you.
Good work. Starts well as well. The PI has so little to work with. I mean, it's Kurzi who does so well despite being under so much pressure and not taking any damage in that early engagement. And he seals the deal as well. Huge round to be taken. Trying to get the noise levels back up. They went very quiet towards the end of Inferno, not only in, but out of the server too. And they're rectifying that as early as. Unfortunately for 3D Max, I just feel like they really overcooked that round for them. Oh, what do you want to see? Nate, down round and it'll do some serious damage to the Force. Bought weapons, that being the Deagle, the Scout. P250, they haven't got armor around them though, so it's just the weapons themselves, which in Macca's case leaves him in a double eco spot. The rest of the side, they've got money to work with.
Very widespread here on the CT end. Not sure if I'm a fan. A lot of isolated opportunities. They're the ones that take the front foot though. Gravity goes down to the flash play, and they're able to just back away. Take that in their stride. Now what? ZTR. Molly down as he spots some players. Not taking any chances here. Again, though, just one well-placed Deagle shot. Feels like it could do a lot here for the T's. ZTR could be that guy. But at the moment, standing strong as smoke down as well, that they're not really going to be able to cross through. Oh, and he hides on the edge. It's a good read.
Ooh. Okay. All right.
He spotted a little bit. Someone check him PC, but no, I think potentially the smoke just not quite covering that angle as well as ZTR thought.
Oh, PR. He'll answer back, and Kurzi will close. A consolation kill with a no-scope. That'll be about it. Well. Take a look at the replay. I don't think he saw him, you know. I don't think he could have through the smoke.
Maybe a shadow or something, like...
Let's have a look. I don't think he sees him at all. Yeah, it's a pure fluke shot. That smoke's way too far to the left, so yeah. Just takes a random pop shot and gets unfortunate. Maybe the mini-map had a red dot.
Playing there. Possible. Could have been a little footstep that we didn't pick up on. Or maybe he is just that smart. Up middle, GamerLegion will let them know. They are not messing around here on this third map. It's kind of a secret little pocket map for GamerLegion at times, this one.
Yeah.
And so far, so good.
Looks like it will continue as well. Marker, Exorcist, what do we do here? There's guns to be scooped up. A bonus round going your way is massive for momentum for GamerLegion. One spotted, Reyes drops a molly, and he drops down. Smoke gonna come behind it. Exorcist caught by ZTR. This could be a flawless round with AKs to be scooped up too. Man. What a time to be alive here. Maka, he surely has no idea about this possibility. Torsten, what a push, what a round, what a find. Call by ZTR is excellent.
Spill this money, guys. Let's go.
Half fight. 3K.
Vibes are very, very good. Celebrations coming around, but man, really, really good spot that they're in. And for 3D Max, that is a heartbreaker of a round to lose, especially in the fashion that they lose. It's left them with next to nothing.
Yeah, looking rough early on here for the Frenchman. Once again, playing from the back foot. They have not started off a single map in this series in good stead. Rez ready and waiting for a fight. Actually swaps positions a little bit with Torsen here. Ugh, rough spray down for him. Rez got to be careful therefore. He will get traded. The rotation is quite far away. Utility decent here for 3D Max, but still not feeling confident enough to go flying in. Little do they know, it could have been pretty clean for them. Exorcist tries to come out, but the timings are just so very off here. He's plucked away as he tries to escape. Kersey with the off angle, ready and waiting for the heads to come up Xbox. Will they even get there? PR. Oh my goodness, crisp on the flick. Maka remains alone. He does have the bomb. Knife is out. Flying knifeman of Kersey comes in.
Thank you very much. Thank you, boys.
Thank you very much, says Ash and Kersey. That's money in the bank and an easy one. PR, mechanically, man, this kid is so sharp. Well, I love that. That's a confidence play as well if I've ever seen it. GamerLegion look excellent on this map at the moment. We reinvest for 3D Max, but GamerLegion are looking lights out right now. Vibes are so high. They are loving life in the server. Gravity tempted by a contact play, and actually they're going to get out. I'm sure ZTR should know about this now, especially that Molotov coming down. They do have smokes for the cross, but haven't used them just yet.
There you go. But again, not jumping at the opportunity. Allows Rez to maybe make a bit of a play. Ooh, the flash timing is off. I think probably for the best as well, though, because I don't think it blinded anyone on the other side of it. So, blessing in disguise for him, maybe. But it will confirm the location of a couple more of the 3D Max boys.
Body. First point of contact. Torsen. It's a bit of an unorthodox angle this late in a round. As you can see, trained on window. And Maka is tunnel visioned in to Exorcist. In the back lines, 2 on offer, only gets 1. Quick trade from PR. Moving back towards the A side as well. There's bodies here to meet them. One of which being a very, very low PR. So Rez, a lot on his shoulders and a missed shot as well. PR still staying tucked, but he needs support. They can't really even send him in towards the fight, but bodies are dropping for 3D Max. PR will finally fall, and so will Torsen. So it's all on the shoulders of the IGO. ZTR 1v2.
Super low HP as well. I don't think he's going to give this a look at all. Yeah, 3D Max, man. They play such a strange kind of beat on their T side. And sometimes it falls flat. Other times they just have these wild, out of nowhere moments that work very well. Trusting in each other. I don't know about drilled, but, you know, they play kind of in unison as a bit of a hive mind almost. ZTR will hold his AK into the next, but an anticlimactic finish to get the first for the French.
Yeah, that's for sure. Now it's about building upon it as well. I just think for GamerLegion, unfortunately, too many fights that are taken isolated. That inability to trade, and obviously the nice flank through long too. Probably should have got the double there Exorcist, but regardless, doesn't matter. First on the board. Now going to start to be the first of a few at the very least. Xbox smoking out towards long, and they're giving all of this control for free. PR is the only real contact man towards long, and he's tucked into his car itself. He's not opting for that fight. Rez needs to be a little cautious. Trying to get out now is difficult, but he does cross. He is able to just slink away through that smoke to safety. PR playing in the open. It's a ballsy move, but has support. One towards CT, one towards the site itself. Exorcist is tucked in pit, and it's Maka to open things up. Rez, too many chances. And it finally falls mid-flash. First one doesn't work, the second does.
You saw nothing. All right. I don't know what you're talking about. PR hidden away. Oh, I mean, this is a dangerous position. He takes an early swing. It's into the AWP. If it was like an AK, I think he'd still be able to find a kill. Playing at car, though, this late into the round, you know, it's always one that's going to get checked or mollied or something. So you feel like you have to make a play. Cross smoke in. They're going to break it. Whoa, yep. And the pace picks up. Caught with your pants around your ankles a little bit there. Just about able to survive his body. Molotov to slow them. It's ZTR's position that's going to be pivotal. He has managed to creep in with only 20 seconds left. Plant coming in. He's still not peeking, though. Really good sense here to know that they'll be hidden away, that they will be watching him. Can he find the timing? The answer is no. Exorcy's just so well trained, determined to find that kill. And Kersey left to just pick some off at the end. Round itself, surely not going to happen. Maybe don't feed him too much, though. Maybe don't feed him too much. He seems to have an inkling that there's someone in behind him. He's still saving. God damn it. 11-1, I thought he would maybe give it a look, but no. He's still saving.
He has been fantastic so far, though. My God. Kersey. Monstrous map from him at the moment. But he will prioritize just keeping the AWP alive. That's, I guess, ultimately all that matters. 2D Max. A second for them. And bar the little exit play, the little three-piece by Kersey, it is a good round. And familiar tough predicament. Head and hands type stuff as well. A little tilt that seems to creep in. PR needs to shake it off, and Ash probably realizing it a bit. So, a breather for GL to work with. Yeah, PR looking a little dejected though. I gotta say, he's obviously so important for GamerLegion. Maybe not a good sign.
No. I think he knows. You can kind of see it within the round, right? When you've watched enough high-level Counter-Strike. He's kind of thinking about peeking. Should I? Shouldn't I? Oh, I don't know if I should. And then he does and dies immediately.
Yeah.
He's like, damn, I know I should not have taken that, but there was just something in his brain. That doubt can be killer. Torsen, not able to stop them. He does live it, and he does take a re-peek. Kersey goes down. There's a quick flank coming in here. Body with the nade taking another. A lot of damage done onto Rez. PR is quite far away from the action here, so denial of the bomb plant not looking likely to fake out, though. That's going to buy more time for our slow third man here. Still not going for the plant just yet. Faking again. No one getting giddy. This time, maybe a bit more of a committal. Nade comes in. Body, that was his mark to go. PR is demolished. And the tilt really going to become set in stone if they're not careful. Rez has to save, and that will be 3D Max 3 in a row now.
And that's probably quite annoying as well for GamerLegion in the sense of you've called for a tactical timeout and you've had a game plan and then it immediately goes south, right? It immediately falls apart. All it takes is a simple B here. Statistically so difficult to retake. And I love that GamerLegion give it a go. And it feels like they get quite close with the damage dealt with Util, but not to be. Rez now saving actually is becoming quite difficult. They know exactly where he is. I assume they would have hunted, but no, gonna opt again. So not given the luxury of staying alive with that AK. Nice work. Either way, Nexus sees the flank that draws attention away. The Util to follow it as well. That catches the low man at Torsen. And it's just the B side of Dust2, right? Ultimately, The second that bomb goes down, it is so difficult to get back in, no matter what situation it's in. Torson's a lucky man, tagged through the doors, but alive. You are also fortunate as well. No armor, takes just one tag.
Long control coming in. 3D Max looking to press the attack here. Short, though, is the reaggress for GamerLegion. There is a player, body ready and waiting at the top end of mid. Rez on the AK is the guy that we're watching. Flash comes over. That smoke came from somewhere, but they just can't locate him at this time. Meanwhile, 3D Max, super patient with the long control, not to go anywhere. Kersey's scout spots this top mid player. Still going to be the long approach, though. 3D Max. War of attrition. We like this smoke from ZTR. Gets a flash down to just try and slow them, but they're really not afraid to go contacting through. And again, might mess with the timings that GamerLegion think that they have. The rotation will come around. So we've got Torson on his scout, firmly planted on B. ZTR close with a 5-7, deleted. Oh, lucky. The entries are beautiful. AK's still around, but I don't know that Rez wants to stick. He's looking a little, but one will do.
Yeah.
4 in a row now for the Frenchman.
You take that and that alone. And that'll be it. That one consolation kill. This game is tied up. And AK kept afloat again, or I hope I say that. Body's got other ideas, Rez. Outrange that AK. Singing just a little louder. I guess thankfully as well for him. He might not save it though. Lucky. It's all about who spots who first, and Lucky reacts in time. Nothing saved, nothing gained. Lead lost. 3D Max. They are so back.
Yeah, looking good here again. We had that feeling, didn't we, from GamerLegion, that they were in pole position to take over and just begin the one-sided game. 3D Max stopping them. It's certainly taken some work in this series, but they are finally starting to match up. Torson tagged. Aggression up short here, and real fast. Rez not slowing down. Skirting in here to try and find this first kill. Maka does have to be careful. Doesn't really spot too much. It's a lower flash that comes in. Still got the man. Nice and close. And Rez activates. Sleeper agent for a double. Down to just Mr. Lucky.
Yeah, that is the round that we needed for GL. This side who have been dwindling these last few. Finally something to fall back on. As long as it only remains as being, I was about to say, just the one casualty, then you're pretty happy. However, we need to work with. Every fight is isolated too, and the first player he's going to find is Torson, who's already more or less dead to rights. 1 versus 2 now. I'm not saying there's life left in this, but you can still very much make it expensive. Molly down, and a recoverable bomb. Lucky having a look, but he can pick up that C4. This becomes very weird indeed. Kersey going to go back on over to top B control. And he's going to post up on the corner. Lucky, 30 seconds. He's got a wealth of decisions to be made here. But shut down.
Fortunately, yeah, the wrong one, I suppose, or at the very least, just looking the wrong way as he worked through there. They'll take it as an isolating moment. Keeps that economy pretty modest, where it could have been super, super clean round. But at the end of the day, GamerLegion, as soon as they lose their lead, they regain it. And it's a really, really nice setup round, you know? They go bursting up short. It all comes together nicely. They were ready for a lower hit. So we'll see if they can turn it into just a few more rounds to edge out that lead going into the second half.
Gravity contact outdoors. Done this a couple of times. Doesn't need to push too far here. Just being in this general vicinity in itself feels quite dangerous. up of Kersey. Now, quick reactions, not enough. Maka, that is lightning fast. That's experience that Kersey hasn't got quite yet. The shadow betraying Torsen 2 as Gravity answers. 5-on-3. They're probably tempted to save. I think they are.
Hey man, that's Dust2 sometimes. You put your resources into long, leave the safe bet at short, and he just gets folded.
Yeah.
I feel like he was dead before the guy was even like on his screen, to be honest. You know, that might just be a little bit of CS2ism, but
I've been there a little bit, to be fair.
it was quick.
Oh, that's the AK. That's the one rifle that GL had, which is now caught in the save. That smoke's not going to be good enough. Nade behind it. PR, he's alive, but not for much longer. So yeah, no AK saved, and now only the one man staying alive. It will be just ZTR and an MP9. Really positive signs for 3D Max here. Things are looking pretty damn good. Right, I mean, the way they're playing right now, that 7-5 of the half is looking like a real possibility for them, and you've got to say deservedly so.
Certainly true. Especially in that round, I think bouncing back really, really well. And able to just work the early portion of the round very nicely. It's what 3D Max, I think, focus on a lot. It's like, how can we create that first kill? And they do it quite well. They do it quite well when it comes together. See if they can find the same formula into this round. It is a low buy. As much as they can squeeze out and still get a buy in the next for GamerLegion. This would be a really nice one to just rack up against the odds, but unlikely at this point. So they're hoping for an even finish here in the half. They'll put their resources into B. It is a fake out, unfortunately, fellas.
Yeah.
Bomb's actually headed towards long, so they have to be careful with how many players they put over here.
Lucky just lurking, but he's dragged someone's attention. I do like this move by Rez, though. He's trying to push his way forward. It's Kersey first to fall. But Rez is in the back lines. Now, how much damage can he do here with a 5-7? That's the question in itself. There's one there. He'll take that. And now it's turning heads his way. The only issue is support is dwindling, and it's Torsen all that's left now. 1 versus 3, Gravity and Body are both killable with that headshot. If he can scoop up a gun, gives himself a chance. But it's his first clearance he's got to find here. And a shadow should betray him, and it will. Body, he reacts in time. 3D Max, nice spot that they're in. GamerLegion second time out, you understand why.
Yeah, pretty important to even things up here. Just keeping an eye on PR. He does seem fidgety, frustrated maybe. Not been the best of games for him. Maybe a map that he doesn't enjoy so much personally.
You know, you are right. Does look a little bit on edge, bless him. Just gotta get those emotions back up. I mean, even when initially he looked a little down and we brought it up, he was 6-3 at that point. So he was far from being in a spot of doing bad.
One of those, isn't it? Like, he finds the big round on Inferno.
Yeah.
He still managed to lose out, especially against the silly buy. It's got to be tough. Kersey does open into this round, however.
Damage down for Torsen on the cross again. Call through the doors. Same exact HP. Started the round on 27 as it was just a few ago. But here was that bait and switch, like I said. Kersey. We absolutely look towards Kersey now, right? In terms of the rest of this map in the series. This is the guy who, so far, has shown real immediate comfort with this Dust2. And we're needing more from him. Pop shots being taken. Red's not having a bad map. Torsen a little quiet for his standards. And, of course, PR has quieted down. 6-3 turned to 6-8. Obviously, that's made his mood drastically worse. But an opener, right? And a chance. If you can make it a 6 or half, it's absolutely doable. A lot of teams prefer playing on the T side now on Dust2. I mean, hence why 3D Max picked into it after winning the knife round.
Oh. Body firing away. We did catch him right at the end of that. Not sure if it was a pre-fire, but it looked like maybe a small mistake. Smoke goes down. Good timing from it. Gonna flash through it. PR. Giddy to take a fight. Loses his head, trying to prove himself. And it could be all the difference. Rez is mollied off, so he can't trade. The AWP at middle, locking them in on the rotations. And he just goes crazy. Tag lands. That's so frustrating. But 3D Max pulling it back once again. The quick burst. The coordination, as always, is solid. Oh my goodness, they line up. Rez spotted in the end. Maka takes him down. 7-5 at the turn of the half. And there is a linchpin moment in that round. It might just come back to bite them here, as things seem to be going from bad to worse for GamerLegion. We're going to take a little break here, folks. We'll catch you in a few.
From what was an excellent start in a way for GamerLegion, really starting to kind of come out the gates and prove themselves in towards this map, it fell very, very flat. And that youngster there is someone we've been keeping a keen eye on. PR 6-3 started, but 6-9 he ended. He really started to fall very, very flat, and it feels like tilt and getting in his own head seems to be an issue that he's struggling to deal with right now. But a reset at halftime, 7-5 for 3D Max. Looking to see whether now what's left. Can GamerLegion pull this back in their favor? Or are they going to be heading home?
Body taking the first face. A little bit of a goosh there on ZTR, it looks like. Out of the range, perhaps, of the headshot for the USP kill. Torsun dealt with. Uh-oh, this is scary down below. Flash comes in as well on the contact. They've crunched very, very successfully towards short. Still the long presence could be enough here. Quickly across, ZTR just trying to get that plant as soon as he possibly can. They're here. The headshots rolling in, though, for the T side. PR will fall. Kersey staying cool, trying to keep it together in the 2 versus 2. It's a fake out on the plant. They both jump up. It's all down to the Frenchman of GamerLegion to bring it to the Frenchman of 3D Max. He looks for a back off and a reaggress. Just reset the game slightly and try and fight at range. Isolate these kills as best he possibly can round this corner. The Julies will close the gap and will take his head off.
Oh, man. Sure. Apparently 3D Max have got that dog in him. And it feels like it in the server right now. An unfortunate one. Gravity getting loud as he usually does. And of course, Kersey can understand what he's saying. Maybe. If anything's been made through the headphones. But 8-5. Inching closer now, Maka. Has a flick shot and miss. Does take a bit of damage, but he's going to re-aggress here. It takes even more damage. An Adel bound over towards Xbox. A little bit being dealt, but it's Gravity for 2. The dualie's pulled out. It might be the better option now with Maka solo.
Gravity looking to farm some kills here. Will lose his head. That's what you get for being an eco warrior, I guess. I suppose he was on the cards for the ace at a certain point as well. But the round does indeed feel done. Where the heck is Rez going? Getting his steps in? Maybe. It's all the way. He's just going all the way around the map.
Yeah.
Olsen hanging out.
Can he find anything? I mean, there's the big...
It was the Deagle.
Yeah. Well, okay. There you go. Fair enough.
I'll take it back, mate.
Understandably so.
Good for him.
Yeah, I mean...
Kill.
Honestly, where 3D Max are right now, GamerLegion, they're walking on thin ice. They're in a spot where they've got 2 real full gun rounds to work with before things really fall apart. And of course, sure, Lost Predator will build up, and if they get a bomb plan around that as well, it'll be consistent buys, but it's still not a spot you want to be in. They're 4 rounds in the hole right now, and 3D Max only 4 rounds away. Map series and staying alive here in Cologne. Here in the lower bracket 1. This is a game that continues to deliver. Double stack of Gravity and Lucky up close. Early upper B presence, but nothing to do with the bomb. That's staying all the way by spawn. This is a bold move by Gravity and Lucky here. And, well, it doesn't start well, and it continues to not go well. The only issue is they're going to run it towards B here, and they might not clear body. This is surely a complete oversight. There's kills on the cards here for him. He still hasn't seen the bomb, and he's still waiting. Might just confirm his 2, and he does. AK scooped up as well. Body, that's so well played. Incredible trigger discipline.
Yeah, and it denies the path for the bomb that they thought was, you know, so clear, so easy. We've got B, get the plan. So, not only is it a 3-on-3, it's also like a complete loss of control.
Yeah. It's a reset.
It's an even round. Yeah, it's an even round now. Like, you maybe have the manpower being one thing, but site control would have been in their favor if, say, the kills came in randomly towards mid or something like that, but it's not the case. So they have to find a different avenue of attack now, and they will opt for long. Cross smoke and a flash. Oh, and the flash a bit early. I'm a fan of that, but it doesn't quite net them the kill that they were looking for. Nade will send ZTR headfirst into the concrete. In comes Maka with his Julies. Where's the last man? They don't know. PR looking to clutch up once again. Can't find this third guy, though. He's left so incredibly low, and Body will see him off. Oh, my goodness. GamerLegion. The spectrum here from map 1 to map 3. They have gone and fallen off a complete collapse from GamerLegion.
And this is the issue. 3D Max, when they really get in towards a series, they're so difficult to slow down. This is why teams struggle to play against them, and actually why they've been a real, you know, as much as we talk about kind of GamerLegion being like a gatekeeper team right now, and I think they are, you know, replacing the likes of kind of the bigs of the world, and, you know, stopping at the tier 2 moving forward. You've got to say that 3D Max is basically like the gatekeeper at tier 1.5, right? This is the side that stopped teams being able to kind of move their way forward. There's consistent victories against people that are seen as quote-unquote lesser than them. PR. It's a monstrous shot on towards Maka. That's the AWP dropped. And still, chances of this round are slim. It should be an 11th. He's throwing away the gun. Exorcist, he's spending a lot of time faffing around. PR's got close, but he couldn't find the second.
Minute left in the round thereabouts. Body drops down. Might have been heard, actually. GamerLegion just waiting for the smoke to dissipate. Hoping and praying. Desperation setting in. An AWP in the darkness to maybe be retrieved. I don't think there's really any threat nearby. Plant comes in. It's kind of quiet here on the A site. They'll just let it happen. So weird retake on the cards. Some players near the action, some not so much. Rez looking to step up here with this AK. Can't find the headshots he desires. The gap starts closing. Is there any assistance? The answer is yes. Goodness me. It's maybe more Rez than anything, but ultimately just no path towards the site. No presence from short. It's all unlucky. There's hardly any time. A keen frag. He doesn't have a kit, though, so it really does not matter, unfortunately. It will be GamerLegion, the desperate round, going their way.
There's the kit. It's just, fortunately, nowhere near the site. And GamerLegion, a round out of nothing, and one day really got a spiral.
Nice entry, all that.
Ash trying to fire them up as well. Still some slightly fall-on faces over there, but once you'll take all the same, you've made a round out of nothing, and they're the ones that can turn the tides of this game. They've just got to go back-to-back. It cannot afford to be a flash-in-the-pan moment. If it is, it's going to seriously break the spirits over towards GamerLegion. So we're still on the brink, still in this now or never spot. Flash is over, will force Maka and that FAMAS back, and the reason why it's very much now or never, you find this round here, GamerLegion, if you do spiral it in towards a second, I mean, look at how the finances are going to be affected over towards the French side. But, oh, Gravity, that's ugly, and Torsen gets two. Oh, Gravity, he's going to be kicking himself. How has he not made that stick? Kirsty finds Exorcist as well. Maka spammed down through the smoke. This is carnage, but for all the wrong reasons for 3D Max.
It's a car crash, mate. You don't want to see it, but you can't look away. Goodness. And that could be a key turning point. It's now resulted in a nigh-on flawless round. A money-maker round for GamerLegion. A break of the bank, excuse me, for 3D Max. I mean, yeah, one missed spray down like that has massive repercussions, potential butterfly effect of this series, and of course tournament lives on the line now as well, so GamerLegion could be the boon that they have been begging for throughout this half. They just now need to capitalize. No silly rounds, not gonna drop against the hero AK here. Just got to keep it together for a couple more, grind out these T-side rounds.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's a bad one to lose, but I mean, credit to Torsen, though. Yeah, fair enough. Understandable. It's one of those rare moments that... It's also kind of one of those rare moments where it's a mistake you don't make twice, right? You know, he very easily could have confirmed that kill there. You just slightly panic. You spot the pixels and you try and spray into it, rather than just one tapping him in the head up close. But there's that knock-on effect, right? It's not a flash in the pan for GamerLegion. It means they put the pressure back on towards 3D Max. And look, of course, what it means for them bringing to the table that one AK. And that's basically it. They've got a flash for the remainder of this round. This might be a bit of a protect the president sort of situation for Body and the AK-47.
Yeah, 100%. Just try and work around, you know, and create that chaos that 3D Max loves so much. He will take the first peek, so he's going to reveal himself pretty early. Now comes the burst, in theory. Flash comes round. Rez, just got to be careful. AWP is here to help out. That's the AK hitting the deck. It finds its way into Gravity's hands, and maybe he was the chosen one after all. He's going to be left in this 1-on-2. They know vaguely where he's at. The bomb, though, is... Oh, in his control. Surely not. ZTR has to find it, and he does. Goodness me, I could not have been witness to that. Holy hell. Far more damage done than ever should have been, though.
Yeah, absolutely. That got way too close for comfort. A saved AK and a flash is essentially all they brought to the table. Still showing signs that 3D Max are still incredibly scary no matter what they bring to the table. Back into the buy. That was just an eco. GamerLegion. He's scared. A little bit shocked in that previous round and hoping for a response. It's Kersey. Gonna get smoked. His pop shot's close. No cigar. So mid-control taken. They're smoked out along, so that'll be confirmed for 3D Max for the rest of this round. It looks like they're not even going to attempt it in the mid to late. They're going to go just straight up short. No split required here. Sending them all in and want through one direction.
Trickle smokes. Not going to be any follow-up off the back of them, though, just to, again, keep the attention and base some players down. He might take a drop into CT. Yes, he will. Seems like the more popular move around the trickle smokes these days, to be honest. Gives them the space. Bit of kissing in the smoke here. Gonna have to find something. Lucky gets one. He's lost his teammate on the site. Now has a decision to make. Yeah, do you go flying in or do you hand it across? Meanwhile, ZTR in at CT does his job. Exorcist at top middle. I think he's also been spotted a little bit. Not much they can do. GamerLegion gonna bring it within one. And 3D Max having the wind knocked out of them in the past couple of rounds.
Yeah, you're right. They've fallen a bit flat. It's sort of situations like now where it's a perfect time to call a pause. Slow this down. Let's stop the snowball from this GamerLegion side that is getting on the brink of being out of hand. As you put it, one round game, but 3 staying alive. We can rebuy back in for 3D Max.
So what, one guy survived them? Yes. Okay, nice boys.
Spot.
No, we did not. I think you search B.
Vibe seeming a little better as well. It's good to see. It's a real good indication of the pressure that's on the shoulders of this still quite young squad. And there's that timeout, like I said, the perfect time to call it right now. You can buy back in, so you can discuss what you want heading in towards this next one, but with that lead being cut so short now, 3D Max, pressure back on their shoulders, they've got to find a way to survive.
We are going to find out. The man in the middle. So much pressure on him, as he has many, many jobs for this particular team. Any interest in Kersey being in the middle for GamerLegion? Usually the IGL over there, you know? I don't know what the deal is with that. Worth questioning, maybe.
I think, honestly, I've actually seen this happen a couple of times. I think it's a comfort thing, just so he has, like, multiple voices around him.
Yeah.
I saw it happen with a couple of, when they were, like, integrating new riflers into sides. A couple of the tier 2 teams were doing it, where it was just so he can be comfortable, so he can have, you know, I guess the more experienced players around him, and he has sort of people to fall back on. I think the worst thing you can do with a newer player is put them right on the end as well. I feel like the perfect place to put somebody on the end is a secondary voice in the side. Somebody like a Rez, or, you know, for in Spirit, they put Shiro there, for example. Opening double. It's Torsen, it's Rez. Fine kills apiece. just off the back of the pause as well. We were talking about how 3D Max needs to cut them down to keep this lead. Looks like that might have dwindled. 3v5, they've got to do it in the hardest possible fashion from the deficit.
Oh, putting the resources in the right place, though. The AWP is here ahead of time. Oh, good for one. Lucky, however, he's done so much damage. They are still just about able to pull the resources away. Torsen, they're after you, mate. They are after you. USP is out here for Maka. He second guesses himself, but he still finds the kill. It's Kersey with a lurking AWP that might just save the day here. Body is thinking about moving through, guys. Keep an eye on it. He calls it off for just a second. Kersey's still here. Bomb going to go down nice and easy, of course, and Body gives his position away in the end. Oh, man. Nearly getting it perfect there, 3D Max, but now they are back to the B retake, the dreaded B retake. Maka with his AWP. Not a hop, skip, and a jump to guess that, you know, he got a kill at long, carried on moving. Molotov comes in, forces him forwards. Needed that kill. Not going to happen. Body's in late, and Kersey is far more patient. Easy finish for him. 10-10 as GamerLegion have pulled it back.
Yeah.
Nice, boys.
Senti are getting fired up as well. That's what you want to see as well for GamerLegion. Just a big round to take. It started really well for them, and there was a chance where it then gets pulled back into 3D Max's hands a bit, but thank God they're able to kind of shrug that off and really make it set. As you can see, really, what it means to them. It's not now or never for 3D Max, but with how they've let things start to really fall behind. If you lose this as well, economy shattered. That's a bold move by Body, and it feels so unnecessary as XSC will also follow him into the grave. Oh no, that's not the start that the French side wanted. They could be on the brink now, and Maka misses his shot. Kersey, he'll punish. The French superstar AWPer, who's been looking so solid for GamerLegion all the way throughout, finds another big hit. 2 versus 5 in a matter of, what, 20 seconds? This round's got to be done. And surely, if you're lucky, you're already angling for the save. I mean, Gravity isn't given that luxury. He can't get out. He's stuck. He's dead to rights. Torsen drops him, and Lucky scratching his head. How has that fallen apart so quickly for my side?
GamerLegion again just showing an extra layer that I think previous lineups have maybe been lacking. This has been a tough couple of maps for them. Lucky goes down. Rez was way ahead of him. Nobody saving here. And I think as we get back into the game, we might see how scary and sad almost it's going to look for 3D Max. But yeah, GamerLegion really just playing very, very well. Again, keeping the energy up and the positivity across the team. We maybe mentioned PR a little bit, but he's not necessarily become a problem. It's players like Torsen, players like Rez, who maybe were a bit quieter in that first half, that have managed to turn things on into this second. Another timeout. Now, this comes quite quickly after the first. I know we're towards the end of the game. It really depends on the team. It really depends on what's said. It really depends on the vibe. But to me, it always feels a little panic that it's like, oh, I don't know, call a timeout. You know, we have to do something. Like, we have to be seen to be changing our game.
Yeah, you're right. Still so impressed with what I'm seeing out from Kersey. Not single-handedly, because we are getting moments from Rez as well, but he's doing a lot of the heavy lifting for GamerLegion. And putting somebody like Maka under pressure, no easy feat. Sits. Do that nade in the smoke. All for nothing. I mean, there is a level of a buy here for 3D Max. It's actually not a full investment. A lot of teams will full buy here because they just don't want to play for overtime, but that's not the headspace for the 3D Max roster. We got a rifle to work with, a scout, and a few upgraded pistols, but they're leaving residual cash there for a buy into round number 23 as a just in case, which I kind of like. It's sort of the best of both worlds. This is how I like size 2 play, and I mean, so far, a lot of damage being dealt here.
Yeah, I think they'll take it. Well-placed scout shot. Although Lucky is all the way tucked in at the back of B, so maybe not going to see him all that much. Torson's the only guy that's edging over there. They look to smoke for a mid to B. Could be a fake out here, though. They've got more short presence coming in. Oh, and look how it all pans out. The push down long, the rotation at CT. 3D Max like putty in their hands, man. Another smoke will come across onto A itself, but I think the damage has been done. They're all so far out of position. Maka, keen find. Now have to be very careful not to lose anyone else. Exorcise closing the gap on his M4. Where's this come from? Oh, no. Oh, no. Exorcise has taken them all for a ride. The defuse coming in. Torson miles away at B. Nothing he can do. And what a slip from 3D Max. Maybe jumping at short just a knacker too quick. They had bought it. Hook line. Not quite sinker.
Yeah, that's so impressive. And that's why I do like teams, you know, half buy in towards this one, give yourself residual cash in towards the next. We're tied 11 all. 3D Max are going to have a very comfy buy to work with. Saved AWP, 3 saved AK-47s as well. And enough left over for round number 24. Oh, 3D Max, what a time to shine. It was 6 in a row from GamerLegion. It's Exorcise again who steps up well. On the angle, this could be huge here, but Maka misses his shot, and that'll be at the cost of Lucky's life. Not so lucky in this spot. And Maka under pressure. Torson for 2. Opening up B in the B site retake. We know how difficult it can be. They're going to fly through. They're going to sneak through that smoke, and it might just work. Exorcise, he's getting away with so much, but surely cut short now.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, the bomb has hit the deck, though, is the key thing. Just going to buy more and more time. They do well to trade it and keep control. Plant coming in. Nice and safe. Molotov to keep them at bay. I think you just save here, guys. Honestly, like, I understand the passion and the presence of mind to try and go for it. Definitely going to save now with that. But again, body's still thinking. Still thinking about it. There's money for the next round, I suppose. Going to try and get away with an absolute miracle here. The location of 2 known. He's taken 1. It's this third guy he has no idea about. He reveals himself. The double swing comes in. And GamerLegion will put a stop to any shenanigans.
Map series point. GamerLegion. And it was just that 1 round for 3D Max. They couldn't chain it back to back. So heroics in the previous spot. Muted a little bit in that one. It's a more simplistic play from GamerLegion. No gimmicks, nothing fancy. Just a hit towards B. Reaching distance now, survival in Cologne. Just 1 round away, but a double AWP in play for 3D Max. It's lucky he'll wield the secondary. But it's Exorcise the first to fall. The man with the heroics of earlier. Cut short. Nice opener from PR.
Yeah, big find. As we've mentioned, he's been quiet for a while. You know, we talked about 6-3, only moving slowly up to 9, but he's given a task, and he will live up to it. Could be the kill that broke the camel's back.
Well, smoke down to slow them down. Towards B they want to go. There's only 1 player here as well. Lucky. Need a bit of that namesake here, has to be said. There's the first. He's going to re-pick in for second as well, which he finds. The third is on offer, but Kersey will cut him down. Still, might be life still left in this game. Hang on a moment. 2 versus 3. 45 seconds. PR in the back lines, but Maka's there to shoot him down. And it's Kersey, 1v3, new boy, the Frenchman against the French side who needs something so special. And surely it's not to be. Mac will be that first contact, but any shot taken will see him off. 3D Max survive, and we still got life left in this series. What a barn burner we're getting here on Dust2.
Man, I love that as well. The round ends, and Maka just looks down the row like, what the hell? How have you done that? You know, like... He's just said out of nowhere, he's like, I don't know, just give me an AWP. Let's just double AWP. 12-11, like, could work. And he's just gone crazy. Look at that. He's just looking across like, come on, bro. They know this is the most unlikely of rounds. Oh, got to be careful now. This is classic French Counter-Strike. They will not let up. They will not stop until the last man. They charge down mid, find the first, nearly find another couple, to be honest. Wild, absolutely wild. They are not giving GamerLegion any time to process what has just happened. Break of the smoke. Lucky. Apparently an AWPer by night as he finds another kill for the French side. Torsen has thread in 4x3 moment. I think Gravity had that all the same. 4 versus 2 now.
PR posted up on high. Don't need to peek it. So much time. And 3D Max, their best friend in this sort of spot is patience. Exercise, ready and waiting. Only one bullet required to take down PR, leaving it all on the shoulders of Rez. Had a very good map, but a 1 versus 4 required from him. Highly, highly unlikely. He'll move his way around this corner, but it's inevitable. 3D Max in a 13th round. About to be locked in place. And a lead taken in towards OT. Body. He'll see it off, but it was going to be one of him or Exercise. Brilliant work from the French side. Inching closer and closer. And Ash going to go in towards his first time out immediately. Wants to make sure.
Oh, man. What do you say here? You know, this is the secret sauce that I think we're never really going to know about, never really going to understand. It can't be anything tactical. It's got to just purely be like the emotional, get your head in the game, or keep your head in the game.
Yeah.
Dust2. It all comes down to this. Chaos incarnate, this game. GamerLegion certainly look a little looser this tournament. 3D Max. They've always had it in them. And they take the lead. See if they can hold it.
Out towards long. Kersey, he misses body on that cross. Well, no damage taken. Smokes towards doors. Is Reg going to push through this? Yes, he is. Bold call. I kind of love it. But it doesn't work out. Gravity expecting it, aware, guns up, ready for the fight. Nice work from him.
Flash. Lucky. As always on this AWP, apparently. He will be traded instantly, but still keeping the numbers game. You know, they wanted a free kill there. PR. Goes walking out middle. Maybe jumps the gun a bit early. Has now been spotted. Get that smoke down and buy an opportunity for the cross. Break of the smoke coming in. Oh, I could lose my mind. 3 versus 3. They're looking for the B take here. Still not quite going for it just yet. PR, a tiny little edge between the smoke and the molly. The one tap from PR to net a 13th. Could be enough. What is going on here? But man alive, it's Body who gives the CT control away.
Yeah, why? They didn't need to. Easily could have just stuck around, and even if he goes down, just being in and around that fight feels like the right call, but all for nothing there, Body, it feels on that fight. But PR, excellent. That shot there on towards Exercise is monstrous. And they're loving it. PR being a little quiet, don't get me wrong, right? And of course, he's been in his own head for a while now, but it's those sort of rounds that'll perk you back up. And, well, he'll get an opening double. PR is back, baby. It just took one bit of heroics to get him online again, and they should see him off. But no, survives again. And PR starting to be a menace to deal with. We've missed him.
Hey, that's it, man. He finds that round. Both ZTR and Ash, the people that he looks towards for guidance, are over there praising him specifically. Of course you would, but it's gonna help. And then they set him up into this round. We'll see if it's enough. The damage that he has done It looks likely Rez comes in with 2 of his own, and Gravity now alone, hidden away at Gandalf. They know about him, forced out into the open, and down he will go. GamerLegion, after losing to get into overtime and then losing the first round of overtime, there are some teams out there that would really, really struggle, and rightfully so, to keep it going. But they managed to turn things on its head and gain a lead going into the second half.
Yeah, that's it. 14-13, 2 away from that elusive 16 to stay alive here in Cologne. This has been an incredible decider. Double up to start off this round, but of course, an AK on the floor for a body to wield. It was just for the spawn-based peak. Haven't seen that secondary AWP being picked up by Gio. They've been trusting Kersey, and rightfully so. Fantastic. The youngster flash will come through to TR so blind, but doesn't react, and that's, in a way, information that could be considered unconfirmed. But there's nobody up close. He played that bounce round. Nobody that close in towards Cat. And ZTR's relaying all this information. He hears the noise. He just doesn't quite know the numbers specifically, but he knows there's a lot of presence here.
Mid to B smoke. The short move. I think they might actually look to follow up these trickle smokes. That one's not meant to go there, though. I can tell you that for free. The roof smoke making an appearance here. And it could be all the difference. They will get the trickle down. Kersey trained, trying to find that first head. He will indeed get the kill. PR peeking out. Oh, Dink lands. Will it make a difference here? Kersey keeps him coming. Rez, he's right there. He's right there. And he will get taken down. 2 on 2. Funny in the moment if the AWP kept going, but because he gets picked off, actually looks like a very doable round. The bomb? Well, where is the bomb? Why is the bomb so far away?
Yeah.
Extrasees, 10 seconds.
He's got
surely in Torsen's hands now. Oh, did it fall? It fell.
Yeah, it fell.
I thought he had to go up. Oh my god.
He's got to know, right? Extrasees, he's got to know. Yeah, he does. He most definitely does. But can he win the fight is a different question. He's just trying to bide his time. He's tried to play around, and Torsen wins it, stepping up in a massive way in that 1 versus 1. Map series points, GamerLegion, Torsen. Nerves of steel, just doesn't bat an eyelid. And Exorcist, he's trying to toy with him, just to play with his food, but he's had an escape. Fantastic.
Man.
I'm out taken by 3D Max. Their last hurrah here. They've got to get 2 in a row to stay alive here in Cologne.
The bomb fell. I thought,
Yeah.
surely that is your divine intervention. But not enough. Torsen, not a believer. Only thing he knows are headshots. Crazy. Well, 3D Max, it is now, or indeed it is never. And we'll see. As close as damn it here. Again, it's been a very long series. Since map 1, they wrote that off. Why the heck are they picking Overpass? But it doesn't matter anymore. Here we go.
Oh, Kersey takes a pop shot at the smoke plumes. He did spot the shoulder for a brief moment. They're trying to get on towards mid. It's Gravity to open things up. Give him his credit. He's been consistently taking opening duels. Not always for kind of in a positive way, but that's his 9th opening duel he's attempted. And the 4th to go in his favor. PR. He's come alive late in towards this game, and he might be here once again, but Maka, other ideas, and Rez can't quite tap to find the cranium. Uh-oh, might be a chance here for the French side.
Yeah, very possible. He's at the very least keeping the control. Just got to be careful, running out of ammo here. Body doesn't go too wide. Doesn't take the chance at the fight. Little did he know it would have been an easy one for him, and Rez is really unsure of long. He has seen this player, and he finishes him off through the corner of the box. could give them the path in that they need. Exorcist trades him out. However, Molotov going to split these short players. Lucky, creeping, crabbing, takes one but traded. And Torsen doesn't know where to look. Exorcist gets the flank on him. And so it is the 1 round shootout for a double overtime.
My God, this game, the one that just keeps delivering back and forth, but advantage still remains in the court of GamerLegion. No timeouts yet to left to use as well. Both of them from GamerLegion 3D Max are used. Of course, you get one more in towards overtime, but they're both gone. Just go straight back into this. The coaches, Yuno and Ash, can't get into the fray. That's a wild move by PR. He actually does get one before falling, and there's information to be gathered there. Rez is trying to catch one on the lurk. Oh, and it does damage, but it's not enough for the kill. So numbers now go in favor of 3D Max, and the chance at double OT is now looking like a real possibility.
Oh, ZTR though. Yeah, spotting that player feels weird, doesn't it? Feels very weird indeed. They're still going to keep 2 at A, but he's got an inkling that they're not dedicating anywhere just yet. And keep your eye on number 4. Torsen will start to pull off, actually looking to gather information towards short. So the more he gets, the more they find out, the more likely it is to be B. Flash coming in. It's all on a timer right now. And with spotting nobody at middle, they think, okay, the likelihood of a B hit is quite high, but then there's this molly at car. It's all going to come down to ZTI. He's got a Molotov. Keeps them back. Drawing time for the rotations now. Must have spotted the bomb, but then it's going under. Oh, my goodness. And we'll see. Now it's Kersey on the AWP that has the onus and maybe the drop on them. Oh, Maka, though. Big find from him. Kersey, a lot of weight on his shoulders from here, and now they're moving back towards B. What the hell is going on? 20 seconds, a well-timed bomb drop. No smoke for doors could make all the difference. ZTR trying to just keep control of the site itself, but he goes a bit too far, a bit too early, and can't deny that bomb. Kersey against 3 to stop the double OT. Not going to happen.
Indecisiveness, I think, from ZTI. He doesn't know whether he should stay in towards window or commit in towards the site, and he drops down getting caught there. Not what you want to see. A couple of overfaces. I think if Rez is to get that kill, it changes things, right? It gives them space, but I think the move's still the correct one. It's just unfortunate the execution behind it wasn't. 15 all. We go again as the road to 19. Here's where now we lead. It's Kersey to open things up on towards Maka. He was looking for that in the previous round, but didn't get it. Now gets it here. Lucky. Offered up one by ZTR. He's got a call from the grave now. He goes down very early, sort of for nothing.
Bomb going to be recovered. And because it was dropped so early, there is just a lull. First time we've seen the energy drop for a long time. The tension picks back up. A long reaggress from the CT side. Oh, body. Blinded. Lovely little flash from Kersey. And they spot that he's by himself. However, that is 3 players ultimately spotted, so they know there's some vulnerable areas here. They try to go towards mid. Smoke gonna come down. Oh my goodness, the ankle spotted. Kersey doesn't really react to it. No way. No way. He's looking to go through the break of the smoke. He can't find the shots though. Torsen steals his kill and he just messes him up. The bomb hits the deck here though. I think the rest of the team are able to do enough to make this round happen. And indeed, Lucky in the unluckiest of spots right now. Down he will go. GamerLegion get the 16 that eluded them for so long.
Quite hilarious that Torsen getting that kill does really throw off Kersey there, but thankfully doesn't make too big of a difference. Crazy spot that we're in though. GamerLegion, advantage taken, but so much life left in this game that it's so difficult to predict. Double OT as well. Right in saying the first one we've had in Cologne. We've had overtimes, but I don't think we've had double just yet. Unless I'm sorely mistaken. Actually, there might be one against Ty Lu. Either way, long game thus far. Yeah, I am right. Tyloo 22-20. That was the first. This to be the second. Gravity. And on to back. The second is there, but can't set himself on the shot before Rez will punish. 3 versus 4. Make that. Oh my god. 2 versus 3. That flipped quickly. Exorcist for a lovely quick double. Curzy's going to get up close and towards short, but still. Nate will break it open. His flick shot doesn't connect, and neither does his 5-7. 3D Max tying the game up feels like an inevitability now.
That surely had to be it. The break on the smoke, give them the short control. Without that control, there's not much that they can do. He'll grab his AWP and get out of there. Man. Some of these rounds, what the heck is going on? It's all I've got to say.
Yeah.
Might be another word I could use as well, to be fair, but we'll keep it family friendly. Evening things up, however, as GamerLegion somewhat back to the drawing board. Curzy caught in the side. And he speaks French, so they get at him in French. Love it.
So wants to translate, hit us up. My French isn't good enough for that. This is a game that continues to deliver. Here in Cologne, exciting Counter-Strike. And that's Gravity at its finest. Of course, this 3D Max side prone to big games, big performances. Rez. There's that secondary up. Haven't seen it too often from GamerLegion at all so far through this tournament. Rez will pick it up. I mean, he's having an absolute flyer of a map right now. 28 and 23. Curzy's hit 30, but Rez cut short, tossing up close, trying to play anti. He's stuck in towards bricks and he needs to buy time. He desperately needs to, and he can't. Exorcist on the swing. He had Gravity in for support as well. Now, GamerLegion are locked out of B. How do we get back in with a numbers disadvantage and util dwindling as well? They try a gimmick and they try to make something work, but it's not to be. All we can fathom is a save now, surely.
Ah, man, Torsen. There is a fine line for me between confidence and a lack of belief. I think with him on that car angle, he just needed to stand a bit stronger. But he backed off, trying to buy time, trying to play safe. And it makes for an easy clear. It's little things. The GamerLegion, they get in their own heads a bit. 3D Max have got a bit more belief in the process. The passion, of course, famous for it. Timeout coming round. And you get a new one each over time. See what GamerLegion and particularly Ash can cook up here.
Well, yeah, something's definitely got to be done. This game is quickly dwindling. I mean, as much as we were talking about kind of Curzy, who's been fantastic. Lucky's also been great. Same for Maka. Those two towards the tail end, their impact's been incredible. Exorcist, he picked it up in a massive way. He was really dwindling in kills, but he got that one clutch, and since then, it's just been kind of one-way traffic for his individual ability. This game's still got a lot of life left in it, but advantage towards 3D Max. As Horn's looking extra sharp on the French side at the moment. Curzy can react in time. He's holding. Oh, right idea. If he's head boosted, it probably would have given him the advantage here. Maka gonna have a look. Spotted. Yeah, and he's gonna nail the shot as well. Maka, that's experience showing. Curzy gets clipped.
Flash over as it's looking good for the CT side. Bombs being left behind. Damage coming in. They're just trying to trade a kill back, I think. But not going to be able to do too much off the back of it. Ah, man, not looking good for GamerLegion, is it? I think they need to deny 18 for just a little longer if they are to come back here. Oh!
Well, there you go.
Uh-oh. Oh, PR, you've got the right idea. Keep your eyes on it, mate. Keep your eyes on it. This guy, he's crazy. They're all crazy.
Must be open.
Push the smoke, push. What is that called? Wild. Everybody just I'm so baffled sometimes.
I think with 3D Max in that spot, the only reason I can sort of think about why you'd go for a push of that is you've already lost a numbers advantage. You're trying to do a gimmick to bring it back level. It feels like a lost round regardless. It's sort of what? One guy anchoring the B site with 3 players fighting from 3 different angles. The chances of him winning it are so minuscule, so he's trying to get a kill, bring it back somewhat level, and also give them some sort of a chance, some sort of space to rotate in to give that retake a go. But it doesn't pan out. It feels like it's a lose-lose situation regardless, so you may as well take some sort of gamble. But it's one that does not pay off. Body. Get one on the way out at the very least. Not that it makes too big of a difference, of course. The Econ does get reset until that second OT. There might still be more behind it here. And, well, there is. It just doesn't expect the double stack PR to trade. GamerLegion bite back, tied all squares, 17 apiece, and a complete reset. Winning at half, just 2-1, goes such a long way, but really, really well done from PR. The kills he gets, unbelievably important. Of course, the loss just to seal the deal, but a fantastic round from him. And we've kept a keen eye on him throughout this map because of, I think, the mental state of him. I think at times pressure was getting to him. He looked very tilted and he wasn't performing. That first half was pretty underwhelming, but he's come back alive and we call upon him again as Maka finds the first.
Hey, listen, they found a quick kill in the previous round as well, but just let it get away from them. So I'm not praising before I see this round go the way of 3D Max. It just doesn't feel like an inevitability at this point. Molly in. Smoke down to get out of there. No one to... Oh, I speak too soon. Kersey was there. Never mind. Thought there was no one to stop him. Oof, the trade comes back. Listen, you know you're running out of that ideas when the AUG comes out. That's all I'm saying. Exorcist will get flattened.
I gotta say, though, I like an AUG, man. I still think that gun's viable. The Krieg, different story. The SG sucks, but the AUG, I can get behind an AUG. M4A1S and AUG is the setup, but back to the action. Rez, a lot of damage dealt. The nade should seal the deal here, and it will. But down he falls. The bomb still gets across as well, but it'll now make its way over, and it just creeps past the smoke here. Maka was trying to set up, but now tossing the backlines. This changes everything. Maka, attention drawn away from the player crossing. He's trying to do what he can, and Maka hits a fine shot. And same to be said for Lucky. Double orbs are sealing this round. It feels in place for the CT side, and Maka makes sure of it. 3 kills to his name. A lovely 3P. And 18 put on the board for 3D Max. Map and series point to them.
You thought, didn't you, after that trade, that there was a keen chance. But the double AWP setup, running rampant. It's just so hard to trade, man. It's very stinky, to be honest. It's kind of the best way to really describe. And 3D Max looking to capitalize it once again. However, the push down middle will be seen off. PR is out long. He's miles out long compared to the rest of his teammates. In comes the AUG. Only one on the scoped weapon. It's down to Lucky to save us from another overtime and to get this one locked in for 3D Max. He's up close on the AWP. He's thinking about it. Devil on his shoulder. Oh, and he misses. He misses. Rez will take him down. We're in for another bout of OT.
The journey continues. We're not dead just yet. And there's still absolutely life left in this game. An absolutely insane one as well. There's still another series in the B stream to follow this as well. It's going to be a late finish here. We go again. 18 all. This time first to 22. 22-20. Was the last triple OT that we had. Will this one match it or potentially even go further? It feels like at the moment it's so difficult to predict. Both have had map and series points and opportunities to close it out squandered. So that inability to close seems to be the real crux that's holding them back, but it's Torsen who opens.
Nice find. Untraded. And good control for GL. Slow creep up long on the contact here. Flash comes in. Gravity not going for it. Alright. Interesting move, to say the least. That's an 18-18 kind of fatigue move. Just a misread of what's going on. Looking completely the wrong way. Thinking they'd already made it up. He went after the flash had been long dealt with. And now some desperate moves, but GamerLegion keeping it tight, playing patiently. 3D Max really starting to lose their way in some of these moments. 1 for 1 still not going to be enough. Lucky here with his AWP though. Drops one, spots another. It's all about finding the third man. He's heard a step and he takes him as well. Jump spot for the information. He's in the flow right now. ZTR has to drop him, and he misses a shot finally, thank goodness. And you see a sigh of relief from ZTR there on the camera. Goodness gracious.
I had the same reaction. Oh my, bated breaths there in round number 37 of this marathon of a map 3 decider.
Nice, Eric. Nice.
Rev that one up, Torsen. Keep the energy high, and it's honestly, it's difficult to do. This is a third map in this really long series. 13-11 before this as well, so a long map in itself, and these two sides just keep going back and forth, neither side gaining control of this game properly. A double opener to kickstart things. Lucky and Body combine, and I mean, straight back to the drawing board for GamerLegion. They've got a lead, and they're unable to build upon it.
It's just such a grind in OT, man. It feels like it does become a very different game. And a lot of TDMing going on. Rez goes dink for dink. But, like, Exorcist has not played this spot the entire game. So, you know, the fact that he maybe would go unchecked is very, very likely. Rez draws back. Kersey gets tagged. 2 players now pretty low on the GL side of things, and Exorcist has used this gap that he's found to his advantage. Gonna drop the bomb, and I think with that the round should fall. Any heroics here, I suppose. Oh, here's the question.
Whoa.
Great minds think alike. Lucky could get caught reloading here. Torsen, yeah, will indeed take him, but now there's a guy that took his place on the other side of the smoke. It's just
chaos, man.
Mad.
Absolute
It's just mad.
Chaos. It's absolute chaos. Kersey, down he goes. Nice shot from Maka with the USP. And we're back again. Tied square, 19 apiece. The race to 22 is still level-headed in this marathon. Well, a couple of miles it feels left. Pause taken. Called by GamerLegion. Ash once again. Back on towards the mic as it is. Every time you get an overtime, you get another attack pause to work with. This is now the 6th attack pause called by GamerLegion. And they still can't find a way to shut down 3D Max. And just the thing, Scriv, many an hour ago, we were sat here debating, thinking, why did 3D Max pick Overpass? And as the series has developed, that conversation and that question has become even more prevalent. The fact that we're here, we've had 2 really good maps out from 3D Max, does still make us so perplexed into why they went for that. I know people will talk about how it feels like they're kind of forced in with how shaky their map pool is, but there's other ways they could have gone. Maybe the Ancient, for example. But look what it's led us to, right? With them losing that, we've had an incredible showing ever since, and they're looking for that reverse sweep, and it's still absolutely on the cards. Now, PR's got other ideas.
As per usual. Torsen blinded. And there's the trade. PR does go down as well. Exorcist tracking him. Been having a good couple of rounds, this guy.
Yeah.
Huge impact. Rez looking to trade in the tunnels. As we've got both teams reaggressing. Oh, there's so much damage. And ZTR can't find the refrag. Kersey. on the tech, finds one at range. He feels
Wait, hang on.
comfortable to stick to the tech. ZTR might have played his cards correctly here. He will get the bomb down. Kersey, you need a gun, my dude. And it's all on ZTR to clutch up. Essentially a 1 versus 3 if he can get this done.
No smoke's the only thing that makes this really difficult. Double flash and HE, but if he was to HE doors now, Gravity would be gone, and Maka, he's not exactly healthy. This is still a chance here. There's absolutely a possibility. They might just line up for him. Well, there's the first. He's going to fall back as well. Doesn't need to play too much contact. Maka has a kit, has a bit of use where the flash comes in, but it doesn't affect ZTR. What a round from the IGL. 3 monstrous, mammoth kills from him. And like you mentioned, essentially a 1 versus 3. Kersey, a non-existent factor all the way over towards short. It's ZTR who puts up a clinic in how to play late rounds on towards B. And 3D Max will be left reeling.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. I mean, as well, it is just kind of the belief in himself to get that done. He didn't go headless chicken mode to look for the trade. He kept cool and won it out. Tag onto ZTR, though. That's his reward for playing such a good round, I suppose. Red's going to get aggressive. We did see a round similar to this in regulation. It worked quite nicely for GamerLegion. Kersey downstairs. No scope and a bomb drop. Thank you very much. Potential for one more as well. The FOV of the scope going to let him down. And Lucky will trade it out, but ZTR has made his way in deep tunnels. What is going on once again? Rez has fallen in mid. So they kind of lose control of that bomb. Oh, man, PR. Surely not,
Yikes.
guys.
Yeah, come on. After the start we just had from Kersey, surely we're not going to let this one slip. Oh, no, Lucky. He's so aware this is a freebie for him. It's a patience game, and Torsen, Hookland and Sinker, he's baited into a fight that he didn't want to be taking. Lucky, though, and this bomb. Oh, my God, he comes back. And ZTR now chasing, but this one should be dead to right. ZTR trying to spam through and find a bit of hopeful fortune. Exorcist will see him off. Matched again, 20-20. Ah, this game never ending. This overtime, a ridiculous show.
I don't... like, how do we lose this, man?
Yeah, how?
Oh,
we're losing it, casting it, and it's
I know,
like
tell me about it.
the
Imagine
individuals.
playing. Like, Kersey gets traded, fair. Rez goes down, he's on an aggressive move, fair. But I think just a couple pieces need to be like, right, just turtle it up. There's no need to go dig it. Everyone wants a piece of the action, whereas the discipline of regulation would mean, okay, I got to sit in a corner. I got to play a safe angle, you know, whatever. But that's sort of gone out the window for both teams, to be honest. And that's what obviously creates the mental game that we're seeing. But yeah, just a slight tighten up. I think PR's maybe the one in that round for me that, you know, just sit goose. But he gives his life away, and that throws the whole round up in the air.
Open up here. PR round this corner. Slightly unorthodox angle, and body clears it so efficiently. That is incredible. Opening it towards long, smoke down as well. The flash avoided actually by 2 out of the 3, and now Kersey's stuck on the site. He can't really escape it without the util to give him out an out, but as he gets an out, that's where Lucky will pounce from. Sure, that's surely the round now. The lead taken back over towards 3D Max. A 4 versus 1, and Torsen, best he can do is save this AWP. As much as money gets reset in towards overtime, it's not unlimited. And they can't afford to lose this map series point once again. 3D Max.
Man, the mind again boggles. Crazy. I think there is something to 3D Max though. That if you just like embrace the madness, it's kind of like that moment in the Matrix where you just start suddenly seeing the numbers and stopping the bullets and stuff. I think that 3D Max have maybe hit that, where there's a whole new world that's opened up where it's like Counter-Strike might not make sense, but if you just let it happen, you can figure it out. And again, this is just the, I think, unspoken coordination that the 3D Max players are going to have. You know, like Body and Lucky playing together for so long. Then they've gone off on separate teams. They come back home, you know, all this kind of stuff. Maka leading from the front. He knows exactly how they like to play, what to call, what will work, what gets, you know, spat at if you call something a bit too advanced. And it seems to really be working here. They're looking to close this out. 1 round shootout once again.
Kersey pushed forward, but he's not overextending just yet. He's sitting on the angle. That standoff between him and Gravity. Gravity's starting to take a move now as well. Uh-oh. Who will spot? Who is Gravity who comes out on top? Kersey, he was posted, but he falls asleep. He's caught napping as Gravity punishes. So the opener, 3D Max, 4 kills away from staying alive here in Cologne. In one of the best maps of Counter-Strike so far, but ZTR's got other ideas.
Big break. He's on the edge of this smoke now as well, so we're going to catch them if they try anything funny, if they try anything a little too clever for their own good. 45 seconds left on the clock. The pin of a nade. Dropped on short. Man alive. It was their whole idea. First kill gifted, and now they want to end short. They still want to end short. 30 seconds. And what do they have left? They've got the 2 smokes that they need for the trickle effect. The molly behind them, that's going to split them up. They've got ZTR up close as well. He finds 2. 15 seconds left. They've got no other options. There's nowhere else to go. And B is a lockout. There is no room on this bomb site. They have to force their way in. 8 seconds left. No way! No way! What is going on? 2 on 4 with hardly any seconds to, like 3 seconds to get that bomb down. I don't believe it. And it's all on Torsen. Surely not a chance. I would have said that at the start of this moment. The head spotted. He takes him down. Where is this next man? He can't find Exorcise. And 3D Max against the odds. Look at him. Look at him. He's like, how do we do this? Lucky as well to bring them into overtime. The first one, if you can remember. Also just an insane moment. And they are somehow